did you do that? How did you do that?
What's going on, Cine Attackers? Welcome to the very first episode of the Cinema Attack podcast. I'm your host with the most, the Boston Brando, Derek here. And I got, as always, my two co-hosts with me. First up, we have the man, the myth, the legend from Exploding Heads. We got the new blood, Brandon Orlick. And making her podcast debut, we have the French Khaleesi's herself, Charlene. What's going on, guys?
What up, what up?
What up, what up, what up, what up?
All right.
All right.
All
Big up to you, Dave.
Big up to Dave. Cinema Attack, first episode.
Our grand premiere.
I'm excited to be here. I'm having a little bit of deja vu, but I'm excited to be here.
It's a long time in the process making this episode and the show in general, and just glad that it's finally happening.
Yeah, nobody told us it was that complicated to make a podcast. I didn't sign up for this.
Well, I kind of take responsibility for that. You know, with my podcasting career, I kind of make it look easy, so I'm sorry.
I thought it was going to be a breeze, but it's like really, really difficult.
Everybody wants to swim with the big boys.
Oh, yeah. So, Cinema Attack. Finally here.
What is Cinema Attack?
Cinema Attack's when me and Brandon came up with this brainstorm, and it's just a great idea for a podcast where we just attack not just horror films, but every other kind of cinema in general, where we just go through every genre of horror, action, comedy, western, no boundaries, and it's just a great idea. Do you agree with that, Brandon, when we first came up with this idea?
I agree with none of that. No, I'm just kidding. It is, yeah. We've basically came up with the idea of nothing is off limits. And I like that because there's a lot of films that we've discussed covering over the course of the next 10,000 episodes, because we literally shot out that many ideas that normally I wouldn't watch. Some I'm looking forward to, others I'm a little skeptical on, but it's going to be fun either way. Because I got Derek and Charlene here.
Aww. Yeah, and I'm the mother of dragons, so...
She is the mother of dragons.
Something Game of Thronesy.
Yes, and you might be the only one on the planet who doesn't watch that magnificent show.
I do not.
But it's a good show, and I do believe it's the only show right now that actually lives up to the hype. It's as good as everybody says.
Nope. Wrong.
No, I'm right. I'm the Khaleesi. I'm right.
You're wrong. There's other shows that live up to the hype.
I am the hype. So, guys, since we're here...
Might as well do a podcast, right?
Yeah, might as well get into the podcast now. We're not doing Game of Thrones episode 1.
We're not?
Cinema Attacker.
What am I doing here, then?
Because you're the Grand Master of cinema, of the Khaleesi's of cinema.
All right.
So yeah, Cinema Attack. What guys got you into cinema and stuff, and what stuff do you guys enjoy about cinema?
Brandon? Go ahead, Charlie. All you.
So my story, how I fell in love with films, it's actually pretty cliche, but it's the truth. So I'm just going to tell it how it is. So for those who don't know, well, you can hear with my crappy accent that I'm French. And in France, in high school, you have to choose a subject, like a main subject of study. So it's either science and math or economy or literature. So I chose literature because I always loved reading more than, doing science stuff.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's how it works.
Keep going.
And So in my second year of high school, we were going to study a book by Franz Kafka called The Trial. And we were supposed to analyze the book and the movie adaptation, the one by Orson Welles with Anthony Perkins. So that was like a long year study. We were going to study the film and study the book. And our teacher, who was the best teacher I ever had, decided to show us Citizen Kane first so that we could, study Welles' filmmaking before analyzing The Trial. So we watched Citizen Kane, and it just blew my mind because up until then, I grew up with films. My father was a huge fan of martial arts, so I grew up watching Bruce Lee and, Jackie Chan and a lot of American action movies. And Brendan is doing karate right now. So I've always been around films, and, I was a big fan of Three Ninjas and The Sandlot, but up until that moment, when I was 16 years old and watching Citizen Kane, films were just entertainment for me, nothing more, just something to have fun. And when I saw Citizen Kane, it was like a piece of art to me, and I was mesmerized by what I was seeing on the screen. And that's how I started watching more films. My teacher recommended other filmmakers, so I started watching, Hitchcock, and I started with classics because it was actually my teacher who was telling me what to watch. So I started with those directors, and then I moved on to other things, and one thing leading to another, I became a cinephile.
Yeah.
Cinephile? Do you have to register when you become one of those?
Absolutely. In France you have, because, we're pretentious, so we have like an elite of cinephiles, so there's a club and all that.
Yeah, if you're a cinephile here, you're not allowed within 500 feet of any school.
We have a list of cinephiles, and we're actually forbidden to go to the movie theater. That's how
so up until the age of 16, it sounds like you actually enjoyed film.
Yeah, I did, but it was mostly like what I used to watch with my dad and kid movies.
So when did you become so jaded and start hating all the films?
Well, it started on a rainy night.
It started in 1974?
Exactly. No,
when a chainsaw was born?
I can see it myself. I'm becoming more and more picky with movies. Even films that are great, I still nitpick here and there, but it's because I do enjoy over-analyzing movies. Some people are like, don't think too much about certain aspects. I like to just dissect movies.
Yeah. And that can really affect your rating for films, because
Yes.
I've noticed a huge difference since starting podcasting and since starting reviewing films. Is that man, you notice a lot more mistakes when you're looking for them.
Yeah.
Yes, and sometimes actually it kind of sucks because, like for instance, yesterday I watched A Tale of Two Sisters, and I didn't know there was a twist in that film, which I'm not going to spoil, but there was one scene. And the way it was shot, I thought immediately, I'm sure that's going to happen. And I didn't know the film was supposed to have a twist. But it had to do with the lighting on a character's face. And when I saw that scene, I knew what was going to happen. And it did happen, so it kind of took the enjoyment away of being surprised by the twist. So sometimes it kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does suck, because especially when you're enjoying a film and then one little thing...
Yeah, just
to ruin it for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Brandon, your history with cinema?
My history with cinema. I've been into movies for as long as I can remember. The first movie I remember seeing in the theater was Summer Rental with John Candy in 1985. I went to see that
I
went to see that with my mom, and my dad and my brother went to see Back to the Future.
Also, they made a good choice.
They made a good choice. I like Summer Rental, but I chose Summer Rental. First horror movie I remember really influencing me and getting me into film is Fright Night. Moods and I always talk about that. That's
a film. A good one.
There's nothing.
That's awesome.
I am so cool.
That's always a good choice too, because it just has that iconic art. It always has that art too. It never changes from like any release that's
Yeah, it really withstands the test of time. And, you know, when I was younger, it was actually frightening to me. I mean, it's still got some scary elements to it, but I didn't realize it was a comedy. Because it's not a in-your-face, laugh-out-loud comedy, but it's, you know, it's poking fun at the genre, but in a brilliant and effective way.
Yeah.
Well,
But a
it is
great
one of the
performance by
better
Roddy
horror
McDowell.
comedies of all time, in my opinion.
Did Charlene just say she liked the movie? Yes!
I said
Nice.
I
Yes.
loved it. Oh, you're gonna love
Awesome.
something on my list then.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, you're gonna love me soon.
Yeah,
I just
I'm very
realized.
excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just always been into all films, really. But horror definitely is my favorite. And,
Yeah.
you know, started collecting films probably in the early 2000s, 2001, 2002. And now I'm strictly all about the horror.
It's all about the horror, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I first started watching movies, it was pretty much with my cousins and stuff, and it was usually because I was kind of like an off-the-wall kid when I was younger. I was very off the wall when I was younger. I'm kind of more mellow now, as you can see, in the way I talk. But yeah, like the first.
Is that for
films
being heavily dosed with drugs?
Yeah, I was a big Ritalin taker back in the day.
Nice, man. It's really mellowed you out. It's great.
It
Yeah.
worked great.
Derek now falls asleep sitting straight up. I've seen it. I've
Not
seen
many
it.
Human beings can do that.
Yeah, and he does it. Sorry,
Yep.
Derek, I interrupted you. Continue. Your love of cinema started with your
My-
cousins.
Yeah, we used to watch movies all the time growing up and stuff. First movies that I seen growing up was like Godzilla movies and stuff growing up.
Gojira, which I believe means a whale's vagina in English.
Almost.
No,
King Moby Dick
no,
Kong.
yes, with Gojira, Godzilla's original name is pretty much. Again, not to get sidetracked a little bit, but to give it a little more explanation for the listeners, they took the Japanese word for gorilla, and they took the Japanese word for whale and combined it into Gojira, which pretty technically the interpretation of that word is gorilla whale. And it's just...
And since I'm a very classy lady, my first
Yeah.
thought was, did King Kong fuck Moby Dick?
And Godzilla came out. I'm like, what the hell? They went and tried
So I pretty much
test
raped
He
right
did,
your
and then he
entire
said,
childhood.
"Call me King Moby Dick Kong."
Hmm.
That should be the opening line for Moby Dick.
Did they have a paternity test for Maury?
I don't know about
Why
that.
does he look like a
I'm just
giant
shocked
lizard
a
then?
gorilla fucked a whale.
Why does he look nothing like a gorilla or a whale?
I don't know. I think that is.
Genetics, man.
Well, this sounds cool. Gojira just sounds awesome if you didn't know what it meant.
Yeah, because once you know, it kind of loses its
I don't know. A
mystique.
movie that's called Gorilla Whale sounds awesome. If that came out and then all of a sudden it's just a big giraffe, I'd be pissed off.
And I would watch a movie called Gorilla Whale over any Godzilla movie anytime.
I don't want to say that because I'm
Oh.
actually looking forward to watching
Yeah, I'm just teasing Derek.
Godzilla films. I actually am because I have not seen any except the 98 one and the 2014 one. And
You and me both.
my thoughts on the 2014 one were it was just atrocious. It was so boring. And 98, it was fun, but I recognize that nobody really likes it
bad.
who's a legitimate Godzilla fan.
Yes, the Jay Leno iguana, as I call him.
The what? Jay
Kinda.
Leno?
Yeah, he has the Jay Leno
Looks like
chin,
Jay
the
Leno.
iguana.
Yeah, he also had a nice collection of cars,
Yeah,
like Jay Leno.
he did in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then I gathered onto like other cinema and stuff too. Like Godzilla got me more into Asian cinema, and I studied like Kurosawa and watched his films growing up because the library had a bunch of his films when the library actually did have films, and it was just amazing, like his stories, and I really like the spellbinding of his like later works too, which I'll talk about later and stuff.
Mhm.
But Another thing that I really liked, and I got into horror when with my cousins too, and my aunts actually. I used to sneak, like, not steal, but borrow. You know what I mean? Like
Borrow with the intention of having a
Halloween.
return.
Yeah, that too.
So
So
steal.
basically stealing.
Yeah. Well, it's family. You know, come on.
Come on.
Come on.
But then, the first like horror movie I saw was like John Carpenter's Halloween. It was either that or From Dusk Till Dawn, because those are the two that had the coolest covers. Well, actually, the Halloween one was kind of a shitty cover because it was the Blockbuster exclusive one. It was one of the shitty like Blockbuster exclusive arts. You know what I'm talking about? The VHS. Did you guys ever see those before?
Yeah. I remember those.
I don't think so.
I used to work at Blockbuster.
Fuck.
It's a chain that died, right? Of stores in the US.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was a big thing back then. I remember when mine closed down. It was crazy. But yeah, that's how I'm here. I love everything in cinema, and I just like talking about cinema with my peeps, and that's why I started this podcast with Brandon.
Now, is it true that you have given every movie you reviewed a 10 out of 10?
No, that is not true.
That's what the word on the street.
I do give a lot of 10s out just because of films I love and growing up watching them. Because I probably had more experience. Well, I'm not saying that Moods didn't either, but there's a lot of, like when I was on the 22 Shots, I had more experience with certain films, and I loved them growing up.
Moods doesn't even really like films. He's just a hoarder.
So is it a public statement that your 10 out of 10 Derek nickname is unfounded?
Well, I did give, well, I was covering good films too when I was on the show.
We just destroyed
So
the
kinda-
myth. First episode,
Yeah.
already destroying the myth.
Yeah, we don't plan on covering good movies here.
Especially with our
Ever.
second show planned.
And our first episode is a great example of that.
Oh,
Ooh.
fighting words
Foreshadowing.
already.
It's
Foreshadowing. Okay, so yeah, that's it for our little stories. But I thought it would be like a good idea for the listeners to get to know us as reviewer, what our tastes are in movies. So I decided that we do like each do like a top 5 non-horror and horror list real quick and get that out of the way.
Sounds
What do you
good to
think
me.
about that, guys?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. All right, Charlene, you want to go first or should I go first?
Ladies first. So you go.
Ladies first? Oh. All right, I guess we're starting with the best looking. Okay. We're going to start non-horror first or horror?
We'll do horror first.
Okay, my top 5 horror films. Pretty awesome list, if I do say so myself. Coming in at number 5, Bob Clark's classic, Black Christmas.
Very
Nice.
We don't see that one
Nice.
often on lists.
I love it. I love it.
It's
We're
a good
doing.
Underrated class.
I hope I'm not like blowing my load too early. Pardon the expression, but you know, Exploding Heads. We're doing episode 50, our top 50 favorite North American slashers. So
It better
obviously,
be,
people know I'm high
be
on
on
Black
there,
Christmas.
yeah.
I'm high on a bunch of slashers, but definitely expect to see it up there.
awesome.
Number
Christmas
4.
awesome.
Number 4, Donald Sutherland. Don't Look Now.
Awesome movie.
Nice.
One of the best endings ever.
Again, another one we'll be covering in, I think, on episode 44. Number 3, one we've already covered, Rosemary's Baby.
Classic.
Classic.
10 out of 10.
Derek.
Number 2, probably the most nostalgic film for me would be Fright Night.
Very
Tom
nice
Holland.
choice.
Thank you, Charlotte.
Very nice. Awesome.
You're so cool,
One of my first
Brendan.
horror comedies.
I want to do the Evil Ed laugh, but I don't know how to do it.
Oh, only
I don't
Evil
know.
Ed can do the Evil Ed laugh.
And he won't even do it anymore.
Oh, that sucks. I love
I met him,
Evil
and he
Ed.
won't do it.
Yeah, he won't do it anymore.
Yeah. And my number 1 film, for anyone who knows me, knows that I love anything that takes place in the Hannibal Lecter universe, and it's Silence of the Lambs.
Very
A
nice.
nice
choice.
fava beans and Chianti.
Okay, that was creepy.
Clarice, do you have
Clarice.
Yes, yeah. I like your number 2 the most.
Charlene,
Yeah.
when is the screaming going to stop?
Never.
Good stuff, guys. Okay, I guess I'll go next. My top 5 horror films list is pretty easy if you knew me, like, talking to me in general.
Godzilla?
We'll get into it.
Gojira.
Number 5, Night of the Demons.
Nice.
Ooh.
I love that movie, man.
I'm just kidding. I love Night of the Demons too.
It's awesome. That great synth score in the beginning.
I just plan on booing all your picks.
Yeah, I love Night of the Demons. Just love that opening synth score. If you haven't seen it, it's awesome. Fun time. Number 4. This is for Charlene. Gojira, 1954.
Yeah.
Which I believe translates to
King
Gorilla
Moby Dick
Whale,
Kong?
a.k.a. King Moby Dick Kong.
Don't make fun of my G-Man. He's awesome.
My G-Man.
I do consider the first Godzilla film a horror film just because of the dark tone of it.
Because
Like,
of the giant
story.
fucking lizard in it?
Yeah, you don't really have to get deep into talking about the tone of the film when there's a fucking 40-foot or 400-foot tall lizard. How tall is he in part 1?
I think he's like 40 feet.
40 feet?
Yeah, he's not that big. He's the biggest one's
He's not that
It's not
big.
that big.
He's only 40 feet tall.
compared to Shin Godzilla. No.
Shin Godzilla's a bitch.
Okay, number 3, Demons, Lamberto Bava's classic.
You gotta show
Love
some love to
this
the
movie.
Italian.
Oh yeah, cover the. Of course, you know if you guys listen to me on the 22 shots, I covered this on there.
You
10
were on
out of
22
10.
shots?
Yeah,
When?
11 episodes. The whole Italian month. You should know.
Oh, I took that month off. No, I'm
No,
just
you
kidding.
didn't.
Of course, I was on it with you.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute too. Number 2, John Carpenter's The Thing. Always loved The Thing growing up. Great effects, great characters, great acting from all the cast members. It's a great ensemble.
Yeah,
Really?
and the effects are still impressive to this day.
Today? To this
Love
day?
To this very day. To this
What about
Saturday. Tomorrow, I don't know.
Will they hold up till tomorrow?
I'll get back to you about if they hold up tomorrow.
Is the Smashing Pumpkins song in your head? Today is the best day.
Well, this is our first cliffhanger, though. Like, next episode, we got to see if the thing's effects still holds up.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I'm sure everybody's gonna tune in to episode 2 now, just to find out.
That's if we don't get canceled after episode 1.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's that.
Knock on wood.
Ow.
But yeah, I love The Thing. Fucking great score by Ennio Morricone too.
Ow.
Awesomeness.
Ow! Ow!
What's
What
going
the hell's
on?
going on?
Oh,
Are you anesthesied?
I'm knocking on wood. Hey.
I am not gonna make a joke. I'm trying to
Hey.
be real classy.
That was the most disturbing thing I ever saw on camera, guys.
Hey, I was knocking on my wood.
Okay, and my number 1, of course, is Lucio Fulci's zombie masterpiece, Zombie.
Kind of
With-
spoiled it when you said the zombie masterpiece, zombie. But
I did kind of, yeah.
I will say it is shy of being a masterpiece for one reason.
Why is that?
Horrible, horrible worm placement.
Oh,
I
God.
hate that when
Terrible.
that happens. When they cannot get the worms right, it just
Nothing
ruins
takes-
everything.
Nothing takes you out of a movie more, am I right?
Exactly.
I guess so. I didn't even know that was a thing until our good friend JP talked about it.
Squirm got it right. You imagine if Squirm had poor worm placement?
Oh my god, it would have ruined everything.
Pigs
Oh.
had bad pigs placement.
I
Yeah,
love
but
pigs.
worms are essential to any movie.
Yeah. they're
Yeah.
usually the driving force behind a film.
Exactly.
Most people don't know that, but there's
It-
usually
it-
a cast of
it-
worms on every movie shoot.
And it drives into your soul.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very hard to find talented worms these days.
I know. They
You
ask
don't,
too
you don't have
much.
to emphasize the word hard so hard.
I like it hard. What can I say?
No, it's just it's very hard.
You know, it would be nice if the listeners didn't find out on the first episode that I'm so trashy. Is that the word? Trashy?
Derek's been telling them that for weeks. They already know.
Oh,
Trash is
man.
taking her clothes. Trash is taking her clothes off again.
You didn't say I was supposed to be dressed for this.
Yeah, the listeners don't know this because they can't see us, but all three of us are topless right now.
Naked.
Yeah, it's nudists.
And I didn't want to say anything, but I'm actually bottomless as well.
I always free ball.
Oh, gosh. It's a
Yeah,
good
but
list. Solid list, man.
That was my list. So, Charlene, you're up next.
So,
Wanna
are
do
you
that again?
ready for the most generic list ever?
Ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. I guess I am ready.
Hell yeah.
So, at number 5, we have Aliens. And I just picked my favorite because I like all 4 of the movies. So I just wanted to put one on the list. And I decided to go for the best one.
Hmm.
Since we're doing our top, it makes sense that you'd pick your favorite.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Crazy how things turn out. Number 4, we got a slasher, one of the best in my opinion, My Bloody Valentine.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I love it too, but
great.
I think your opinion might be wrong.
I can't be wrong. I'm the Khaleesi.
I can't be wrong. I'm French.
Exactly.
I'm never
Ah.
wrong. I'm the creator.
I'm Vivi.
Vivi.
Vivi?
Uh-huh.
Oui, oui.
Oh, Vivi.
So yeah, My Bloody Valentine. I'm still stunned that there's no franchise based on that film. It had so much potential for a franchise.
It's franchise, not franchise.
Fuck you. Do not
Sorry.
mock
You get-
the accent. Do
I
not.
love the accent. I'm jealous of it. I got a horrible New Jersey accent. You got an awesome French accent.
I got a terrible Bostonian accent.
Yeah, but let's agree I have the worst one. Anyway,
you're
moving
the best.
on to number 3. And I'm sure you guys are gonna disagree with that, but I have Evil Dead 2 as my number 3.
No, I love Evil Dead 2. I actually seen it before Evil Dead 1.
See, that's what I meant. No, but I know
No, I
it's always,
like Evil Dead too. I like
people
Evil Dead
always
too.
debate like, is it as great as people say it is? And yeah, I mean it's entertaining. It's so fun. I can watch it on a regular basis and never get tired of it. So then at number 2, the movie that I really hope, I didn't do it on purpose, but I hope when I say what my number 2 is, that Brandon is going to ask me to marry him. So at number 2, we have Fright Night.
Will you marry me?
Nice, nice.
No, I won't.
You're so cool, Charlene. Will you marry me?
Yeah. Derek, do you want to be my bridesmaid?
Why not? I could be divine for a day.
You
Oh,
could be
awesome.
Charlene's man of honor.
No, I want him to be my bridesmaid. I know the
They
difference.
have men who do the bridal party, but they call them men of honor.
I know, but I
Men
want
of
him in
honor.
the dress and all that.
I could be Patrick Dempsey.
I'll wear a dress.
Oh, you're gonna steal my thunder. I'm the one who should wear a dress.
What
What
are you
color?
guys doing? Carmen Electra, Dennis Rodman?
Red.
Hell yeah. We're kinky.
Yep.
Good stuff.
So number 1, it's a classic. It is John Carpenter's Halloween. It's the movie that made me fall in love with the genre, so I have to put it at number 1.
Isn't it funny that, like, the most famous horror director of all time, every one of his movies we have to say John Carpenter's this, John Carpenter's that?
Wait,
Like, so
he
we don't get
started
it What's that?
He's the one who started it, putting his
No,
name
I know, but it's
above
like,
the title.
can't we just say Halloween, the thing?
we
Like, how
can't.
pretentious.
Yeah, but I'm
Because they
French,
say
so
John.
I have to be pretentious all the time, and I have to celebrate people who are pretentious.
Well, I can't wait to talk about Peter Weir's Picnic at Hanging Rock.
Oh, I bet you aren't.
Because Peter Weir's Picnic at Hanging Rock is a great film.
And
And
it's
Peter Weir's
pretentious as
Picnic at
hell.
Hanging Rock is just going to make for some amazing discussion. And Peter Weir's Picnic at Hanging Rock is not to be confused with anyone else's Picnic at Hanging Rock.
Yeah, because so many movies have that title. It's like when you go in a store, same title everywhere. Picnic at Hanging
Yeah.
Rock, everywhere. It's really hard to...
It's
to
a
pick
very
up.
generic title.
Yeah.
It is used a lot, but Peter Weir's Picnic at Hanging Rock,
You cannot confuse
I
that
still maintain
with
it's the best.
anything.
yeah. Just so it's clear, so the listeners know, tonight we are going to be covering Peter Weir's Picnic at Hanging Rock.
Yeah, and nobody else's Picnic at Hanging
Yeah, just whose are we covering? Whose is it?
Rock. Peter?
Peter Weir's.
All right, so time for the non-horror list, I guess.
Top 5 non-horror films
Ladies first,
Nice.
Brandon?
of 1986. Oh, wait, sorry, wrong show.
Almost.
All right. Coming in at number 5, Judgment at Nuremberg.
Nice.
Never seen it.
Hells yeah. You have to see it, Charlene.
I have to?
I seen it years ago.
You have to see
It's
it.
been years since.
You don't get a choice. You have to. Like, it's a requirement if you want to continue.
If I want to be on the show? If you
She's
kick
like,
me
I'm
off
not
the
watching
show,
it.
you're not getting
She's like,
your
I don't
show.
want to watch it. Yeah, that's true. We'd have to keep you the editor.
Yeah.
I'm the disposable one. You guys already have a
I have
host
the
and an editor.
power. The power of the audio editing.
Yeah,
The way
that's
my
true.
luck's going, I might be disposed too.
Yeah, we might have to get rid of Derek with all the audio difficulties we've been having. So we'll do without a host. We'll just come on, we'll give our ratings, and then we'll say goodbye.
Exactly. A 2-minute podcast.
All right, getting back to my list. Number
to the
4,
list.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Really?
Excellent. Oh wait, that's the wrong movie. Idiot.
Idiot.
That's a fun
Come on,
movie.
Tina.
Touch.
Come here, you fat lard. Gosh. Napoleon
Years
is
since-
one of those films. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. It's one of those films that you either love or you hate. I don't feel like there's any middle ground on this film. You either get it or you don't. And I get it, and I love it, and I never get tired of watching it. And the silence in the room is deafening, so I will move on to my number 3 pick.
No. It's a good film. I agree. It's been a while since I've seen it, actually.
Yeah, but it's one of those films. For some reason, it seems to be very popular in the U.S. Like it's a classic, everybody knows the film, but it's not really the case here, for instance.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can
yeah.
see that. It's very...
No, I know a few people in my groups that are not fans of it either, so
I thought it was funny, but
it's good.
it's like I don't see what the big deal is.
It's funny because even the comedy in the States here, it's very specific to, it takes place in Idaho, and it almost, you get the sense that it's taking place in a different time period, even though it's
Yeah.
modern time.
I like his
But-
llama.
It's Tina.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always wanted a pet llama. All right, moving on. Number 3, Arthur.
Nice, Dudley Moore.
Dudley Moore. Susan,
Well-
you're such an asshole.
John Gilgan.
Don't you hate Perry's wife?
Such a good movie.
So many quotable lines. He's taking the knife out of the cheese. You think he wants some cheese? I don't know why I had an Australian accent. Maybe it's because later
It's an
on we'll be
Australian
covering
show.
Peter Weir's Picnic at Hanging Rock. All right, my number 2 film, The Ninth Configuration.
Interesting.
Nice.
That is
R.I.P.
a-
William Peter Blatley.
R.I.P. who?
William Peter Blatley.
Yes. R.I.P. He actually directed that. One of only 2 films he directed. Charlene, what was the other film he directed?
I'm gonna pass on that one.
Exorcist.
Exorcist 3.
Can I call a friend? Or 50-50?
That's gonna be tough. It's hard to call somebody that doesn't exist.
Oh, that was just plain cruel.
That was cruel. I'm sorry. Let me apologize for
I
that
have
joke. That
friends.
joke.
I have Chewy.
I'm sure you do. You can phone Chewy. See what he
Chewy's
says.
my friend.
Chewie's amazing.
Chewie's my friend. I love Chewie.
Yeah, for the
Chewies are
listeners,
their model.
Chewie's my
Yeah, the
pet
li-
guinea pig.
Yeah. Yes, and
Yeah.
we do have a show planned where Chewie is going to come on as a guest host, and we're going to cover the American Guinea Pig series.
films. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Chewie's favorite film
Yeah,
is G-Force.
G-Force.
I remember that from your Shelf on Shelf.
My number one film, a
Drum
film
roll.
we will be covering at some point down the road, Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
I so
I
Never
talked
seen
about.
it.
don't look
I
forward
talked
to
about. I
that.
actually discovered this film in 2005 in film school from a gay South African classmate. And it doesn't matter
Really?
that he's gay, but the movie is a gay interest film,
Well, the
and
poster is gay to begin with.
it is a gay interest film, and I would never have heard of it otherwise. I didn't even realize my video store carried it. I was working in the video stores at the time and taking a screenwriting class in the city, and when I heard about it, I was like, all right, I'm going to check it out. I found it at the video store, and that's it. I've been hooked ever since. I can't get enough of it.
Nice.
For the last 12 years, I've probably seen it countless number of times. I don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never
But-
seen it, so it's going to be interesting to cover
Yeah,
it
me
on the
too.
show.
It's because, like you said before, like musicals is my least well-known genre. So I'm
Yeah,
kinda
same. I
excited
haven't
that
seen a
it's-
lot.
Yeah, and this is different. This isn't like a straight up musical in the sense that they're walking down the street singing. It's about like a band, and the songs kind of reflect the lead character Hedwig's life story.
Mhm.
So it's not straight up dancing down the street, walking and singing. If you're not into that, so I definitely recommend it. So that's
Bullshit,
my
man.
5.
Okay, so I guess
Nice.
that goes back to me now.
Back to you.
So, top 5 non-horror films. Guys, ready?
Godzilla.
No. Gojira 2?
No,
Moby Dick Kong?
no. Number 5, Lost in Translation. Guys, ever hear of it? See it?
I have seen it.
I have not
I have
seen
heard
it,
of it.
but I know the film.
It would have been funnier if you said, I've seen it, but I haven't heard of it. I actually really love that movie. I've only seen it, I think I've only seen it once, maybe twice. So it's been a while, but I remember being extremely impressed with it.
It's just a film that I always cling to because, for starters, Bill Murray's like one of my favorite like comedians. I even like his newer like St. Vincent. I really was.
He was
enjoyed.
terrific in St. Vincent. Yeah, he was really
Yeah,
good.
but this role is like great. I like the chemistry between him and Scarlett Johansson in this film. It's mesmerizing and just beautiful film about their characters and what happens in the film. Great
Yeah.
soundtrack too, and I love the karaoke scene. It's one of my favorite scenes of all time.
Awesome. I'm going to have to check
Yeah.
that out again. It's been a while. I have to watch it again.
Nice. Number 4, Sam Peckinpah's The Wild Bunch.
Yeah, Peckinpah.
One of the best ensemble casts of all time. William Holden, Ernest Borgnine, Warren Oates, Ben Johnson,
Yes,
Robert
Hall &
Ryan.
Oates.
Yep, Holland.
Hall & Oates. A bunch of man-eaters in this film.
Yep. I just love the story and the settings and the aesthetic of the film looks great, especially like even like other westerns. It looks, some of them kind of look clean. Everyone looks dirty in this movie, and it looks great, especially when they get to the Mexico scenes. Fucking
As
awesome.
they should. They were filthy and dirty back in that time period. Nobody should look clean.
Yeah.
Does that have a
Exactly.
Blu-ray release, The Wild Bunch?
It does.
It does?
Warner Brothers released it.
Because I still think I have a snapper case of it, and I need to upgrade that.
Yeah, good film.
Yeah, excellent film.
I don't remember much
Good.
from it. I'm pretty sure I've seen it, but like when I was a kid, because I know I've seen
Re-
a few.
Charlene, do you know who?
westerns, but-
Do you know who directed it?
No. Should I?
You don't know who directed? Yeah,
Well, I don't.
Sam who?
Samwise Gamgee.
Sam.
All right, so at some point in Cinema Attack's run, I will get Charlene to say the word Peckinpah.
Never.
Never. It's not even a dirty word or
Never.
anything. I just want to hear you say Peckinpah.
I know, but I know I'm not going to say it right. And that's why I don't want to say it.
Maybe,
Stop mocking the
maybe
French.
maybe someday.
Maybe one day.
We'll do
To
a
celebrate
we'll
like
do a
episode
Peckinpah.
100, I'll say it.
Okay. Fair enough.
So in about
Good
3
stuff.
years.
The way we record, yeah, probably.
Or 6, the way we record.
Number 3, True Romance. Great
Nice.
ensemble again. I love the whole characters of this one. Great performances all around. Christian Slater, Patricia Arquette, Dennis Hopper, Christopher Walken. Just that scene between Dennis Hopper and Christopher Walken in this movie is like a show-stopping scene, and it's just amazing. Like those two actors acting against each other with this script written by Quentin Tarantino, and great direction by Tony Scott, of course, and just tremendous. And I just love the open story, and it's really great to see this type of film, because this film's more than just a love story. It has everything in it. This is a film that I always recommend to people, and they always say that they love it after because they've never seen it before.
Oui.
True. Huh?
Oui.
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 Oui. I'm agreeing.
Oh.
Oh, this is the part of the show where I transfer over and I do the rest of the show in French. Except for that
Awesome.
part. And this part.
I'm going to
this
die
part.
of laughter, I think.
Oui.
Oui, s'il vous plaît.
Oh, that's cute. I don't know why it's cute when Americans speak French.
Yeah, it happens. Number 2, RoboCop.
Awesome choice.
Always loved RoboCop. One of the first
The first is
R-rated movies I saw
amazing.
as a kid.
Did you
Yeah,
have
the first Robo-
you know, for the
Oh.
third one, they had the toys? I had the RoboCop with the jetpack.
I used to have all the toys and action figures myself. The one where you had the hand, the cannon
Yeah.
and stuff. Really cool. Even though part 3 is not even my favorite, I still watch it here and
It's
there.
the worst. The best one
kinda-
is obviously the first one, yes.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
other ones are putain de merdi.
Tom Noonan
Oh man,
saves part
get
2.
off Google Translate.
Did I butcher it?
A bit.
Tom Noonan saves part 2, in my opinion. He's the best part of part 2, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, RoboCop 1, what can I say? Just great cast. Kurtwood Smith, awesome lines in that one. Just the way he delivers them, before he kicks Bobby off the van. Can you fly, Bobby? Just great, hammy lines, and Ronnie Cox just being an asshole. He's always great at playing a dickish asshole.
True.
Yeah. Plus Peter Weller, one of my favorites.
And he
Grown
gives a
up.
great performance in this one.
Yeah, Peter Weller.
Yeah.
As RoboCop himself. It was amazing. Good stuff. And, of course, number 1, if you guys didn't know me by now and know what type of films I'm into, it's 1986's Mona Lisa, directed by Neil Jordan.
What a shocker. I did not expect
That's Mike.
that.
That's
Yeah.
Michael's brother.
Oh, man.
Oh man, and the show just got canceled.
Who, Michael?
So that's how we end.
What happened?
That's Neil Jordan and Michael Jordan are brothers.
Oh. Oh, God. You
Oh
guys are
gosh,
hilarious.
just got canceled.
No, but we gotta
Maybe-
cover Mona Lisa on the show at some point because I want to see your favorite film because you keep talking about it, so I want to see it. But I'm not gonna watch it unless
Yeah.
I have to for the show.
Yeah, we'll cover it at one point. Because Bob Hoskins is actually one of my favorite actors. We probably all know Bob Hoskins from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Probably one of the first
Fantastic
films
film,
we
by
ever
the
seen
way.
with him.
Yeah,
Hook,
did we ever find
probably.
out who
Hook.
framed him though?
Yeah.
I don't think it's like Picnic at a Hanging Rock. It's
Yeah.
like you don't get closure
The-
at the end,
The mystery is so much better when you don't
and
know.
it is. The
I like
mystery
that.
is
That's
so
in
much
the al-
better in Roger Rabbit.
That's in the alternate cut when they kill Roger and then eat him as a nice rabbit stew.
Oh, not Roger.
And Bob Hoskins is wearing his head. Oh, God forbid. God bless Bob Hoskins, man. Great actor. Rest in peace. Love me some Mona Lisa. Awesome film. Yeah, that's all I got to say.
Good list.
Charlene.
Are you ready for the best list of the three?
I guess I am.
Well, it's coming. At number 5, I have Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. My favorite franchise, and this is, in my opinion, the best one in the franchise.
I agree.
Do you guys
Actually,
like
that's my
the
favorite.
Apes movies?
I think you're monkeying around right now. Give us your real number 5.
It is my real number 5.
I've
Oh,
actually
it's a good
never
choice.
seen the sequels.
They're very good.
Really?
I love them.
That one that she just said is actually my favorite sequel, too.
It's
really
number
good.
4. And Caesar's
Hey.
speech at the
Hey,
end is just
Put it
fantastic.
on your own time.
So enough about monkeys.
Yeah, Caesar's amazing in this film. Roddy
Yeah.
McDowell.
Oh, it is the heart of this
We
franchise.
monkey around all the time.
So number 4,
Mhm.
Crying Freeman from 1995.
Nice.
I just love that film. The cinematography is beautiful, and I had a huge crush on Mark Dacascos as a kid because of films like Double Dragon. So at some point, I
Yeah.
would go to the. Thank you for the
Brandon's
karate
doing his
chops.
Yeah,
Brandon is doing karate.
off camera.
Karate. And I rented that one because I wanted to see all the films he's been in. And I thought it was great. I mean, the tattoo on his entire body just looks amazing. And I thought for a long time, I actually thought it was his real tattoo.
Hmm.
And you know
You
the
wore
best
out
scene...
your VHS tape pausing that scene, didn't
Oh,
you?
man. I killed that tape. You know
Was he
the
in
best
that
scene,
movie?
right? When he's on top
yeah,
of
I
the
know the
door
scene, yeah.
in his underwear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wore out my
Such a beautiful
VHS watching
scene.
that scene.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Was he in the Capoeira movie?
Yes, Only the Strong. Awesome
I love
film.
Only This Strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good film. Banana way,
Yeah. Awesome. I
banana
had
way,
forgotten about that.
banana. Yeah.
I want to watch it now. So at number 3, I have
Good.
a film
Good
that...
stuff.
At number 3, I have a film that I think is also one of JP's favorite, and it is Terminator 2. It's just a good film, man. I watch it on a regular basis. I never get tired of it. The action scenes are awesome. It's just a good film.
I like Terminator 2. Sorry.
Does someone need a
I
nappy
like
nap?
Terminator too.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
it just
he
feels
does.
like we've been recording for 14 hours, that's all. I'm just kidding.
That's because we. What do you mean you're kidding? We actually have.
We
it.
have.
We have. What day is it?
I don't know. Is it Tuesday?
Maybe.
We started on Friday. It must be at least Wednesday now.
For an hour and a half podcast.
So let's get to the very, very good stuff. With number
Yeah,
2, Inglourious Bastards. I could honestly watch that movie every day for the rest of my life and never get tired of it.
Now, is it because you're a big supporter of the Nazi Party?
Absolutely. I hate the Jews. Get out.
Wow.
Yes. Charlene is going to fit right in on Cinema Attack. That was the correct answer.
That was awesome, man.
But I feel so bad for saying that, though. Oh my
No, that's
God.
okay. As the Jew on the podcast, you
You're
get
okay
you get a
with
pass.
it?
You're allowed to. You're allowed to
Yeah,
say that.
we always say like that crazy shit. It's awesome.
So yeah, it's a good film. It's Tarantino. So the writing is awesome and everything.
So
about
this
that
is your
film.
favorite Tarantino film, then?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Well, no, I mean it makes sense since it's.
I think it has a little bit of everything I like about Tarantino's work.
Hmm.
The music, the character, the dialogue, everything. And at number 1, we have a masterpiece. That film is simply perfect. and that's not up for debate because I'm the Khaleesi.
Attention.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. No, I'm just kidding. The real one is A Bittersweet Life. It's a Korean film, a Korean thriller action film from 2010, and there's not one bad thing about that film. It is perfect from the first second to the last. Have you guys seen it?
First, second?
Yes.
I actually haven't seen it.
Even the black screen at the beginning is the most perfect black screen ever.
They do a great black screen, I hear. The Asians are very well known for their black screens.
Mm-hmm.
No, I actually
I
was looking up this film earlier, and the DVD goes for crazy prices. I think it's on Netflix, so I have to check that out because I've been wanting to see that film for a while.
We'll wait for you. Just go watch it.
Oh yeah. Give me a second. I'm gonna go check that out. I'll be back in
2 hours.
an hour and 55
3
minutes.
hours.
Yeah.
No, but it's
Hold
a
on,
great
I'll be
film.
right back.
It's a great film because, like I said, it's beautiful, and only Korean directors can make such beautiful films. But also, I like the pace and the characters, and it's really hard for me to explain, and it's just perfect. But apparently, there's no Blu-ray of it. I know there's a Region 2 DVD. We have a DVD here, but I don't think there is a Blu-ray outside of Korea. Maybe Koreans have the Blu-ray.
I'm back. I just checked it out. It sucked.
You suck.
Except for a decent werewolf transformation, I would have to say 1 out of 10.
Piece of shit.
No, it does not have a Blu-ray release.
Yeah,
But I'm with you. Korean cinema, all Asian cinema for that matter,
There's
what
something
I've
about
seen,
it,
they just have a way of telling stories, and man, it's just it's wonderful.
And it's one
Yeah,
of
I
those
guess
films, I told you guys that I'm a bit insane and I like to overanalyze movies. And with that film, you can take every single frame and there's something to say about it. And some of the scenes just blew my mind. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
I feel
gonna stop
that way
there
about a
because I'm
certain
gonna talk
Australian
about the
film.
for
I feel that way about a certain Australian film. Yeah.
like a picnic
Something having to do with picnic baskets.
and
brown
Valentine's
horses.
Day cakes that are murder.
And brown horses.
That was a really gory scene.
Black horse, white horse, brown horse, grey, trotting down the paddock on a bright sunny
Sunny
day.
day.
Sorry.
So that's it for my list.
Good stuff.
That was Schindler's List. I mean,
Schindler's
Charlene's List.
Not to be confused.
Not to be confused.
Okay,
Did you guys
so-
know that Schindler's List was actually a grocery list?
Was it?
No. Don't be
Imagine.
ridiculous.
Was it? Yeah, sure,
Imagine
man, it was. He was
was.
shopping for Jews.
Well, I guess technically he was, but
Shopping the sage.
man, that's a sad movie. That movie gets me every time. I'll tell you what, I watch the end of that.
I never want
I tear-
to
I
watch
tear
that
up.
film again. I think I've seen it twice, and after the second time, because it really gets to you. I'm like, I'm never gonna watch it again. It's just too sad.
That film gets you, and also The Pianist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Charlene's like, pianist can't get to me fast enough.
Dude, what I'm trying to resist making a joke like that, you shouldn't just push me.
No, because I saw you smiling, and she's like, pianist can't get to me fast enough. What are you talking about? I don't get
The pianist
It's
touched
fucking
me.
funny.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Brody's amazing. I know we're just kind of talking off topic, but what the hell? It's our show. We could do
We
whatever
do
the hell
what we want.
Okay, so it's time for some emails. Brandon, do we have any emails?
We do not. No, I'm just kidding. We have emails.
And we have
Our
quite a few
first-
for our first episode.
We do. And we have one particular email from Rob from Georgia. Rob, we are not ignoring your email. We are going to be covering it in episode 2 because not only do we want to watch the video that you linked, but we actually want to brush up on specific subject matter pertaining to your question. So we'll get back to you, Rob. Okay, our first question of the night comes from Kill the Cast, Mr. Jerry Herring himself. Hey,
Jerry
it's
the
Jerry
comedian.
from Kill the Cast. Jerry the Ginger. I wanted to know what all three of y'all's favorite Godzilla movie is.
I'm gonna pass
Alright,
that
so-
one, and I think
Yeah.
only Derek should answer that.
Yeah, I think Charlene and I pretty much have the same answer, and that's we've only seen 98 and 2014, and we're honestly not too crazy about either one, but we
Yes.
are looking forward to exploring more Gojira films. But Derek's the king of that, so
So
Derek,
what is the
take it
best King Moby Dick Kong film?
Well, the question is favorite, so
Yeah, favorite.
I'm going to answer because the best, in my opinion, is still the original OG, of course. But as a kid growing up, my favorite's Godzilla versus Gigan. It was just one of the, even though like growing up and I learned that it's mostly like uses of stock footage and stock music, it's still a fun experience for me because it's just Gigan's just a very interesting looking kaiju when you look at him, like his body type and the way his body is. Plus, it has a great like tag team monster brawl in the middle of the movie, so you still have that going for it.
You
So,
had me at tag team.
yeah, it's a Godzilla and Anguirus versus Gigan and King Ghidorah, which is an awesome like double fight, and it's very awesome. It has blood in it. Godzilla actually shoots blood for the first time in this movie. It's fucking crazy. He's spraying blood everywhere. It's awesome. Because Gigan has like this buzzsaw on like his stomach, and it works. It actually uses a buzzsaw, and he flies and he hits you with the buzzsaw, and it slices you open.
And
So-
Godzilla actually bleeds? Or
Yes.
are you saying he spits blood?
No, well, yeah, he bleeds. The blood actually squirts out of him. You know what I mean? That's why I was.
I thought
Yeah.
he was impenetrable.
Not when it's another giant monster, man.
Godzilla
You can
sounds like a real
penetrate
pussy.
anything.
We know you can.
But yeah, it's awesome, especially in the English dub version. There's a scene where Godzilla and Anguirus actually talk in human language. It's the fucking funniest thing I ever seen. Like, they're like, eh.
I gotta admit, Derek sends me a lot of like GIFs or GIFs, however we pronounce that, of Godzilla, and he'll send me like random scenes, and they look absolutely hilarious, but they also look awesome. I'm actually looking forward to starting to explore these
discovering
films.
them. Yes.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know why I never watched them. It's not that I didn't have an interest in them, I just never
Never
did.
got around to it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
hmm
that's awesome, man. So
I'll turn you two into kaiju lovers.
yeah,
Why not?
hey, I am a Jew. I'm the best kind of kaiju.
So I guess that's your answer, Jerry. They'll answer later when they explore more Godzilla films.
And let's just say that we do not fuck Jerry on our show.
Jerry will never be in the Hall of Fuckers.
Never.
Jerry is our first entry into the Hall of Fame, actually.
Exactly.
10 out of 10.
10 out of
10 out
10,
of 10
Jerry.
for Jerry.
My grab ass buddy. All right, thanks, Jerry, for being the first official question of episode 1. Okay, next up, from Adam Claver. First off, congratulations on the podcast. I know you guys are going to do well. Who are your favorite character actors and some of your favorite performances from said actors? And Brandon is not allowed to say anyone from Friday 7. Later, baiters. Well, thank you, Adam. And I was going to say Lar Park Lincoln from Friday 7, but
I thought you were going to say Terry Kaiser. He's a character actor.
Yeah, Terry Kaiser, yeah. Bernie. Weekend at Bernie's.
I like
Jason
this
takes
question.
Jason versus Bernie.
I think I'll
Yeah,
go
that-
first on this one.
That's a good question.
I want to pop my cherry and go first.
All right, go ahead. How many did you come up with?
I came up with 5 that I wanted to give recognition to.
5.
Yeah.
I got 5 too, yeah. How many
I
you
got 3. I got 3.
I'll start with number 5 and then go up to number 1. Number 5, of course, Brad Dourif.
Oh, good choice. I actually didn't think of him.
Is he the really tiny guy?
Yeah,
You
the
know,
ginger,
yeah, he's
the
the-
really tiny
yeah.
ginger.
Yeah, he plays the voice of Chucky, of course. That's probably his most famous thing.
Mm-hmm.
I
you know-
before.
I wasn't even thinking about the Chucky thing. I was thinking
Really?
because dwarf.
Oh,
I
dwarf.
was
Okay.
but yeah, I guess it works on the Chucky level too.
Yeah. Yeah, but I knew him before he played Chucky, too. Of course, he was nominated for an Oscar for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yes, he
Of course.
was.
His breakthrough
Yeah.
performance. He was great in that.
He always plays, like, interesting characters in his career growing up. Like, when I was seeing him in films like Eyes of Laura Mars,
Mm-hmm.
Mississippi Burning,
Yep.
Wise Blood with John Huston. What's the
I
other
wanna
film?
have to-
And another one I want to give an honorable mention one is Death Machine, where he kind of goes into his inner Tommy Wiseau, because he kind of looks like Tommy Wiseau in the room in that movie. It's kind of funny. Like, it's looking cheesy as all hell. But yeah, Brad Dourif at number 5.
I thought his scenes in Exorcist 3 in the director's cut were great. I actually enjoyed them. I think better than the original cut.
I've yet to see the sequels to The Exorcist. I've only seen the first one.
Plus, big props too, because he's actually the only like American actor to be in the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yes, and he was very good in that too. He played off Christopher Lee really well.
Yeah, a lot of walking in those films.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of walking.
The Walking
Yep.
Hobbits.
Number 4, Eli Wallach, great legendary character actor from a few westerns that I've seen him in growing up, like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, of course, and The Magnificent Seven. He plays like very sinister like characters in that, and of course, Godfather Part 3 was actually one of my favorite parts of the movie. Actually, to be
Now,
honest,
was he poisoned or did he just choke on a cannoli?
I think he was poisoned. Adrian killed her.
That was just the age-old question. I always thought he just got some cannoli cream stuck in his throat. You know, he didn't have the lung capacity to clear it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I always liked him in the Deep. Peter Benchley's The Deep too. He doesn't have like a bigger role in that, but his character is just cool because it is a character in the movie. It's not like the way his character comes and goes in the film is interesting, and that's one of the first films I ever seen Eli Wallach in. So that's why he's at number 4.
Awesome.
Number 3, Harry Dean Stanton.
Yes. Nice.
Nice. Of course, in one of my favorite John Carpenter movies that I didn't get to mention, Escape from New York. He played Brain. And he's also in Christine, Repo Man, Paris, Texas, Alien, numerous characters. I'd like to give an honorable mention to his performance in The Green Mile, too, because he's fucking hilarious.
Oh,
Walking a
yeah,
mile.
he's so fun. Walking a mile.
Yeah.
He's
Always
cracking
loved
jokes.
Always loved him.
He's
Number
actually
2.
he's in Twin Peaks right now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I gotta catch up on that. I only watched the first episode of the new
Yeah,
season.
he's great. He still looks the same. He's like 150 years old and he still looks the same.
I know. It's crazy
Yeah.
how many movies that guy's done.
A lot.
Number 2, Richard Jenkins.
Oh, great pick, man. Great pick.
Yeah, because he could do everything. Because first movie like I ever seen him in was Step Brothers, where he plays he plays the John C.
He's-
Reilly's father.
He steals the show. He steals the show. Every time he's in a scene, he steals it in that movie.
Oh,
And
he's
I find
fucking
that
great.
movie to be hilarious, but he steals every scene.
Like when he's talking about becoming a dinosaur and shit, it's just fucking awesome.
Did you ever
find your
Did you ever see the movie he was nominated for an Oscar for?
The Visitor.
The Visitor,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
He
a
was
great film.
phenomenal in that.
And I even like him in the remake of Let the Right One In there. Let
Yep.
Me In.
Mm-hmm.
He was great in that too. He's just a great like Cabin in the Woods, another with him
Bone
playing
Tomahawk.
Brett-
Bone Tomahawk.
Yeah, Bone Tomahawk.
Yeah,
Great
he's
character actor.
terrific. Good choice, man.
And of course, number 1, probably didn't
I
see this
know.
one coming.
I
Gary
know.
Oldman.
Of course.
Just the way he transforms into characters is amazing. Like, if you haven't seen True Romance, his character Drexel, you're like, that's Gary Oldman. And then of course Zod is the Fifth Element. The way he
Oh,
does accents.
That's an awesome performance in The Fifth Element.
Yeah, the professional, like the way his character
Yeah.
moves when he's chewing on the pill.
Mm-hmm.
Is just he's just a great actor because he could do all like these different
Agreed.
languages and accents. Because he's
Yeah.
a British actor, and I didn't even know that when I first saw Gary Oldman perform in film, and it's just amazing. Of course, probably my favorite performances from are Sid and Nancy and State of Grace, 2 great movies. I love him as Sid Vicious. It's one of the best performances ever.
What about Leon? He was so evil in that.
Oh,
That's his
yeah, I
best,
forgot
in
he
my
was.
opinion. His best performance.
Sid and Nancy's terrific too, but
It's hard because he's so good.
he is a terrific actor. He was great in Snowpiercer.
I can't wait to see him in fucking
Yes.
Churchill when he's playing Winston Churchill now.
Yeah, he really can play any part. I was a little lost on The Fifth Element because I didn't see the first 4 elements. But
Oh my god.
you know,
You said it because Luke Perry was in it. More.
Luke Perry, he's dreamy. All right, Charlene, am I going? You going?
Okay, I'm going.
Why don't you? Okay.
Yeah. So my number 5, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name.
Oh, here we go.
It starts already with the first one. Steve Buscemi? How do you say
Buscemi.
that? Buscemi.
You have-
Oh, Jeremy.
Okay.
Jeremy.
So I think he has a face. I don't know how to
Yeah,
explain it.
most people
They do have
do.
a face, yeah. But I just think he looks kind of weird, but in a good way. And I just like the way he acts. And I think my favorite of his films is Desperado. It's the first time I had seen him in a movie. And even though he's just a background character, even the first time I saw the film, I was like, this dude is awesome.
I love him in The Big Lebowski.
I am the walrus.
Yeah. Shut the
I'm-
fuck up,
Shut the
Donnie.
fuck up, Donnie. You're out of your element.
And of course in Reservoir Dogs, well, the guy
Yeah,
is just
Mr.
good.
Pink.
I just
He
like
is.
him. Number
He's a
4,
terrific actor.
yeah. Number 4, we got Christoph Waltz,
Nice.
and my favorite film
Brand-
with him is
Brandon's
obviously Inglourious Bastards, because I just said that
Brand-
was my second favorite film, and
He
he's
hunts
just
Brandon.
what?
He
He's
hunts
hunting
Brandon.
he's hunting my people,
He's hunting Brandon in that film.
and you're cheering for him.
Of course I am. I told
is-
you I don't like Jews,
He is a terrific actor.
and he's amazing in
Yeah.
that film.
Yeah.
And he was good in Django as well. The only performance I really did not like was in Big Eyes. I thought it was over the top and it was kind of ridiculous.
Is that the Tim Burton one? I never
Yes.
saw that one. I never
It's
saw that
not
one.
a
I
very
didn't-
good film.
I
I
didn't
don't
see,
know.
I didn't see
could-
Big Eyes, but did you see the other film he was in? I guess a couple years ago with Kate Winslet, where they're arguing, their kids got into a fight.
The the Roman Polanski film. I
Yeah.
can't think of the name of the
I can't think of. It almost plays off like a Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. It's a
Okay.
It's kind of like a play, yeah.
yeah, it's like a play exactly. I can't remember the
haven't seen that
name.
one. I got to check it out.
We'll look that up in a few.
That's the point.
At number 3, I have William Fichtner. You guys know William
Oh, he's
Fichtner?
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Armageddon.
Awesome actor. And he's pretty much in everything. Like all the big movies, he's always somewhere. Like The Dark Knight, Armageddon.
Yeah, he's only. Yeah.
Yep. He
And-
has an arc on the TV show Mom now, and he's great. He plays a guy in a wheelchair.
Okay.
Oh,
He was
yeah,
in
I
another
loved
show.
it.
Well, he was on Prison Break, and I think
Yeah, he was on
the
Prison
best
Break.
thing about that show was him. And also, that show was cancelled after one season, but he was the main character in, the second main character in Invasion. which
Yes.
is-
I remember that show, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good show.
I think I've seen
and,
an episode.
It's a good show. I liked it. And he's also good in Albino Alligator.
Yes, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
It's Kevin
a good
Spacey's
film.
directorial debut, yeah.
I know. I got to see that. Never saw About No Alligator.
And he's a charismatic actor, and I really like him.
Is it about a white alligator?
No.
No. Oh, that's disappointing.
It's an alligator
fro-
in a bar.
It's like Frogs not being about killer frogs.
Exactly.
False advertising. I want my money back.
At number 2, I have, of course, Gary Oldman.
Yes.
Gotta have him on the list, and my favorite of his is The Professional. His performance is just outstanding in that, but he's good in everything. I mean, like Sirius Black, he doesn't have much screen time in the Harry Potter films, but it still gives
Yeah.
the character justice.
Yeah.
and he's pretty much great in everything. And my number one, who is my favorite actor, period. You guys know who it is. We have the magnificent, the sublime, Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, he's a good actor, man.
No.
He's terrific.
He's not a
He's
good
terrific.
actor. He's the best actor alive today.
And he's dreamy.
You know, it's
And he's
actually
also
weird. My
dreamy,
favorite.
but I'm a big fan of the Hannibal TV series. I kind of went into some sort of depression when it was cancelled. I even cried a little bit. And he took the character of Hannibal and he made it something else. You know, every single actor who played Hannibal was great. Brian Cox, Hopkins, they were amazing. And granted, Mads Mikkelsen got like 3 seasons to develop the character, but he's both frightening and inviting, and there's something about him that is just mesmerizing. And my favorite movie with him is The Hunt, which is a beautiful
Yeah,
film.
it's a great film.
Yeah, and his performance in it. And I'm not spoiling anything because it's the cover of the film, but there is this one scene in the church. He doesn't say anything. He just turns around to look at another character, and his eyes are full of tears, and he just gives this look, and he doesn't need to say anything, but you get so much emotion out of that scene. And I'm going to shut up now because I could talk about him for like 2 hours straight.
Yeah, Charlene, you got lost in his eyes in that scene,
Oh,
huh?
yeah, man.
It was lucky you were able to find your way back.
Oh, he's a great
I focused
actor.
on your eyes to pull me back.
Thanks.
The film I really liked him in was Men and Chicken. I actually reviewed
I haven't seen
for
that one.
Draft House. It's kind of like a dark comedy.
Yeah, and I talk about Adam's Apples a lot, which is a great film of his.
And it's kind of cool that he's doing more mainstream stuff nowadays, like
Yeah.
Doctor Strange
Yeah.
and Rogue One, and I'm happy when he does movies like that because I feel like he's so underrated and more people should be aware that this man exists. And so it's pretty cool when actors like that get to still do the movies that we like, you know, not the mainstream stuff, more independent stuff. But when they are in mainstream stuff, it's good for them, for their careers, and we see them more, so that's awesome.
Nice.
Good list. Well, I didn't follow the rules and make a top 5.
You never
I did
follow the rules.
I don't follow the rules.
Cheater.
I'm watching the beat my own drum. I'm not appreciating the cut of my jib right now because I'm not really following the rules. But I came up with 3, and I didn't put them in any particular order. So here we go. First one, number 3, I guess. John Carroll Lynch. Great
Drew
character.
Carey's brother.
Yeah, Drew Carey's brother. But when I think of John Carroll Lynch as a great character actor, I think of Zodiac and most recently The Invitation. Just 2 performances
Why
that
don't
blow
I
me
know the
away.
name? Who does he play in Zodiac?
He plays the.
the killer, or who you think is the killer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, did you
And
see
he
the
was-
Yeah, the
Carey
name doesn't
show?
ring a bell for some reason.
He was Twisty the Clown in American Horror Story Season 4.
Okay.
Freak Show. I most notably know him from Drew Carey's show. He played Drew Carey's transvestite brother.
Which is a great character acting.
And
It
it's
is.
fun with those actors because, like in this case, you know the face, you know them, you just don't know the name or you don't associate the name with the face.
Charlene, did you see The Invitation?
Yes,
Did you like it?
yes. I thought it was very good.
He was the bald-headed friend who was talking about the cult, who was helping out at the end.
Yes, okay.
That's
yeah,
him.
he talked about his wife and stuff in that movie.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
I remember that. Yeah.
that's John Carroll Lynch. He just kind of pops up everywhere. He's one of those
Yeah.
guys who's like everything. You're like, oh wow, he's been doing this for a long time.
He's in Face Off.
I'm telling you, he's like in everything.
He's everywhere.
He played the face off.
He was the warden in Face Off.
No, he was the face that they removed.
That they took out.
John
See,
Travolta's face.
not everybody has a face.
Yeah, you're right. Face off. Not everyone had a face. All right, my second pick, William H. Macy.
Very nice choice,
Nice.
yeah.
Why does nobody
Nice.
pick William H. Macy? William H. Macy is amazing in everything he does. Most recently, of course, Shameless, which he deserves all the accolades he gets for that show because he's brilliant as Frank Gallagher. But also, I love him in The Cooler. I loved him in Mystery Men. I love him in anything. He was in
I love The Cooler.
Yeah,
movie.
He was great in a movie called Rudderless. He only had a short part. He was also in that movie. Oh man, what was that movie? A couple years ago, where the guy was in the Iron Lung with Helen Hunt. He played the priest.
Yeah. I can't think of the name.
I can't remember the name of the movie, but I probably should have done a little better research before the show. But
he does a lot of TV movies too, and he's good in those too.
Yeah, he's terrific. Even his wife is terrific. I like Felicity Huffman.
Yeah,
she's a very good actress.
Yeah. So, talent runs in that family. And my number one pick for greatest character actor ever, and that's because he simply has the greatest IMDb credits there is, because he was only in 6 movies, because unfortunately he died young, and that is John Cazale.
Fredo.
Fredo from The Godfather, The Deer Hunter, The Conversation,
Dog
Day Afternoon. It does not get any better than that.
The Deer Hunter is a great film.
I love The Deer Hunter.
He was a tremendous actor.
Yeah, he would have. Yeah, it was really sad that he passed away so young. He was dating Meryl Streep at the time. He had a super bright career ahead of him, and I just think he's probably considered one of the best character actors of all time.
He is.
Simply by just the short resume of such amazing films. I think like every one of his films was nominated for Oscars.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And great working off other actors too.
Oh yeah, terrific. And that's my 3.
Good list.
My
Size
3 is so
matter.
good.
Short, but good.
I'm tiny, but I'm fierce.
Good list, man.
Thank you.
Good shit.
Yeah.
All right, so on to the next email. And it is from our good buddy and poster designer, James Caux. Am I saying his last name correctly? Is it Caux?
Don't ask me.
Is it Caux or Caux?
I said
all right,
Caux.
James, you'll eventually have to answer for us on a voicemail line when we get one, or you can call into 22 Shots, because I don't want to butcher your name, especially with all the support you've been giving to the show.
He made us was awesome, and it was so generous of him because he just did it like that, just to support us and just to do something nice. So James, thank you.
I appreciate it too, because I'm the one who first approached him about it. And,
He's a great guy. He's really nice.
Even when we told him that we were adding Charlene to the show, he's like,
he didn't run away, so that's good.
No,
he wasn't happy about it, but he didn't run away.
Oh, nobody's happy that I'm here. I'm not happy to be here, so.
You should be happy. You're with your 2 dragons, Khaleesi.
All right, so James writes, howdy guys, can't wait to hear this first episode. Really enjoy listening to Derek and Brandon's views on films. And Charlene, it'll be nice getting a European point of view as well as a female point of view. To me, horror has always been a male-dominant world, and it's great to see times changing. So my question, who are your top 5 ladies of horror?
Good question.
Good luck, and congrats for doing this. Thanks, James.
Thanks, James. Okay, so when we were thinking of this, I actually got in contact with James before, if he meant like actresses or characters. He meant characters, so we're going to do like our top 5 like horror character, like lady characters.
Yes.
That's the way I took this question.
Lady characters?
Lady characters?
Ladies?
I am a lady character. It just sounds funny.
So I'll go first again.
Okay.
I like going first.
Somebody's in a rush to get out of here.
I'm not in no rush. Number 5, I got Jennifer Corvino from Phenomena, played by Jennifer Connelly.
That's my girl. You can't steal her.
I haven't seen the film. I so want to see that one. I'm waiting for Arrow Video to release a standard version to pick it up.
Me and Brandon love that film so much we bought $45 steelbooks.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, from Synapse.
Yeah. Good choice. I love Jennifer Connelly.
Me too. She's great. Number 4, Gianna from Deep Red, played by Daria Nicolodi. Of course, my
Dude,
favorite
you know you can
Argento.
pick some American actresses.
I was gonna say,
Some
is it
American
gonna be all
performances.
Italian?
No.
Well, I didn't want to say.
Daria Nicolodi's a great actress, and
She's
that's
phenomenal.
a great. Yeah, she, of course, Asia Argento's mother, and she actually co-wrote Suspiria with her boyfriend at the time, Dario Argento. So so it's great to see her in this, and she's very strong in this film because if you haven't seen Deep Red yet, it's just an amazing giallo and piece of Italian cinema.
Yeah, she gives the lead male performance a run for his money. She's sort of the dominant lead character in that film.
Yeah, it's a great role.
Yeah, she always seems to play strong female roles, even when she's being killed off.
Yeah. Number 3, Asami Yamazuku from Audition.
Of course, because you gotta have some Asian stuff on your list.
Well, at least Jennifer Connelly's an American actress.
Yeah.
He just hasn't picked any American films yet.
Yes. But that's the poor guy. He has both an Italian fetish and an Asian fetish. That must
Yes.
not be easy.
He likes
Oh.
meatball sushi.
Yeah. I only
Meatball
have the
Machine.
Korean fetish. I only have the one fetish. So that's easy to live with.
What is
Yes.
that? Eating dog? Too soon?
Too soon.
No, I was going to say something else, but I'm not going to.
Yeah,
But I meant
yeah,
maybe.
But I love Audition. Sheena's great because when we first meet her, we don't know, she's like very silent, but we find out later on in the film because it's kind of like a slow burn, that film.
Hmm.
The craziness and the all spirals out at the end, and I love her performance at the end.
Oh,
She's
brutal.
giggling like
Brutal.
That's a Takashi Miike film, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one, Charlene?
No. Not yet.
No? Okay, you got a lot of catching up to do.
It's a great date
Yeah, I'm
movie.
not too big on Japanese films, I told you.
Hey,
Great date.
If you like any Asian cinema, you got to give all Asian cinema a try.
Great
Yeah,
date
but I am.
movie, that
I've
film.
watched a few Japanese films, but not that many.
See? So you need to watch more.
Don't worry, we'll get into them.
Let's get back to Derek's list.
Yeah, let's get back to
He's like, I ain't
Sorry,
watching that
man.
shit.
We just keep fighting.
It's okay. Number 2, Liza from the Beyond, played by Katerina McCall.
Are you kidding? Can you pick like one American film?
Please show
Really?
some love to the American.
Show some love to
America
the
is watching you,
Italianos.
man.
I'm sorry, it's the French in me.
Another great performance, though.
It is. It's great.
It is.
I love the Beyond. It's one of my favorite horror.
It's a great film, and it's my second in the Gates of Hell trilogy, but it's a close second. I always maintain that City
And the
is my
good
favorite.
thing about Katerina McCall, she's in all 3 of those films.
Yes, she is.
Yeah. That's probably my favorite performance from her, and I just love her and David Warbeck's interactions and their characters, and of course her with Emily also. Just the airiness in her performance. That's why I put her on there. Love me some Katerina McCall. Also, great performance in Horsehead from a few years ago. She was in that film also.
Yeah, that was a good film.
Yeah.
Weird
And
film, but a good
Yeah.
film.
And my number 1, Aja Vajah from Mario Bava's Black Sunday, played by the talented Barbara Steele.
All right, at least you didn't say Barbara Steele from Piranha.
Legendary Barbara Steele. She's in numerous movies. Shivers, iconic.
No, I know, but as someone who just recently watched Piranha again for a review, I thought her character was completely wasted in that movie. I'm just like, man, why is Barbara Steele in this movie? She doesn't add anything to this. But she is, of course, legendary for.
She's the queen of horror.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that. All right, good list, man.
Good list.
Nice to show some American film love there.
I have nothing but American ladies on my list.
Guys are funny. Okay, who wants to go next?
Charlene?
Yeah? Okay. Let's show the Americans some love. At number 5, I'm pretty sure she's going to be on Brandon's list as well. Clarice from Silence of the Lambs. I was waiting for that. She's a good character, and she's a strong female character, and I think she's in great opposition to Hannibal. She plays well. with the character of Hannibal. I always liked their conversations. It's just, she's a great lady.
That's part of the movie, just her interactions with Anthony Hopkins.
Mm-hmm.
And she's always one step ahead of all her male counterparts.
Exactly.
Hannibal's the only one. Hannibal's the only one who can match wits or outmatch her in this case. But she's she's like the brainchild of the FBI.
Exactly, and that's what I love about her.
Yeah, me too.
At number 4, I have Laurie Strode from Halloween. I don't consider her to be a strong character. She's pretty much the victim in that film. But I like what she represents, because in the beginning she's all nice and innocent, way more than her friends. But then she has to face evil. So she has to, come out of her shell to survive. And that's the aspect I like about this character. She's not a badass, but she has to try and find a way to survive. So that's what I like about the character.
Nice.
Yeah.
At number 3, I cheated a little bit.
Oh, she cheated. Oh.
Yeah.
It's a duo? It's a duo?
It's a trio.
It's a trio?
Yeah,
Even
it's-
better. You usually have to pay extra for that.
Yeah, and I don't usually like it with
$10 extra usually.
any other girl, but this time there's 3 of them. So, the girls from Death Proof. Not the first group of girls, the second one.
Oh, Zoe Bell and Rosario
Yes,
Dawson.
exactly. I love those girls. First of all, I'm pretty sure they're awesome friends. It must be really fun to hang out with them. And they're such, power to the women, man. They're awesome women. It's like this guy is trying to fuck with them. And they're like, oh no, you're not going to get away with this.
You can't end the phrase power to the women with the word man.
I can't?
You just said power to the women, man.
Yeah.
Power
To the women, comma, man. Do I have to spell out everything?
No, I
guys
knew
are-
what you were going for, but you're giving all the power back to the male perspective.
Oh,
by saying
am
man at the
I?
end.
Oh,
Yeah,
fucked
we'll
up.
analyze that
Oh.
later when we get into our
Whoa.
feature review.
Yeah,
I'm
we
trying
will.
to be a feminist here, and I'm failing at that.
It happens.
Power to the women, men.
I sound feminine to some
Power
people,
to
so it
everybody.
Power to the she-males.
happens. Power to the people, y'all.
Power to
Y'all.
He-Man and the she-males.
I
Yeah.
have the power of Grayskull. Okay, let's get back into this list.
Yeah. So at number 2, I have Sarah from The Descent.
Nice.
And again, because she's a survivor, and she's been through hell before entering the cave, and she has to face another kind of hell, and she just survives, man. She's a strong character.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one
Yes.
is, of course, Ellen Ripley from the Alien franchise, who is like the incarnation of the badass female character in horror movies. It doesn't get any
Hell
better
yeah.
than that. And I explained to you guys before why I like her, because I think when we think about badass women in movies, obviously men and women, we have different perspectives on that, because I think, tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. As a guy,
Oh.
I'm not wrong, I'm the Khaleesi. As a guy, a badass female character has to be sexy and have a sexy outfit and just looks good, It's an important part. As a woman, when I think about a badass female character, I think about a woman who's strong enough to take care of herself, who doesn't need males to protect her, and who just goes against the odds and just fights for whatever she believes in. So I think that's why we have this different perspectives on the matter.
Yeah, she's a badass female icon who isn't really recognized as a sex symbol.
Yes,
So
because
you
and she doesn't
make
try
the
to
point.
be. The character isn't
No.
like designed to be a sex symbol.
No,
Yeah.
if anything, she's a bitch. It's like loosen
Exactly.
up. You could, you can relax a little.
Yeah.
But
Great
And
performance by
actually,
Sigourney
Ripley was
Weaver.
supposed to be a guy at first.
Mm-hmm.
The character
that's
was
why
written
they
as a
cast
guy.
Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, but
Power to the
she's pretty
sheep males.
masculine looking when you think about it.
Yeah, she's very tall. She's very
Yeah.
built in those movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially part 2.
Oh, especially the
Interesting.
third with the shaved head.
Oh yeah, part 3 too. Yeah.
So that's
Good
nice.
list. I like it. I
I like
it.
it.
I like it.
10 out of 10.
All right. Now we ready for the official top 5 females?
Go ahead.
Oh, this is Brandon's list.
Here we go.
Number
I'm gonna
1,
take a
John
nap
Michael.
now.
I'm moving my number 2 to number 5 just because it's anticlimactic at this point because Charlene already said it, but it's Clarice.
Yeah.
Jodie Foster. I love her.
Great performance too. And
Great
she's
performance,
fluent in
great.
French. Jodie Foster speaks really good French. It's like really impressive.
I don't like her anymore.
No, but when she's on French TV, like she speaks French, and at first I was confused because I didn't know she was fluent. So I was looking at Jodie Foster and I was hearing French, and I'm like, who's talking? Because it was like flawless and perfect. So she's really
That's
smart.
interesting. I didn't know that. I wouldn't have put her on my list if I knew that.
Yep. I just
Okay,
read-
number 4. Jennifer Hills from I Spit on Your Grave.
Ooh,
I haven't seen it.
too soon.
It's not an easy film to watch, and it's not... I mean, I enjoy the rape revenge films when I watch them, but they're not ones you want to run back and watch over and over.
No, not at all.
But this film in particular is so brutal, especially on her character, but her performance, her resilience, and her revenge is just, it's just such an amazing payoff in the end. She's just amazing. The
I really
transformation.
want to see that film, but as a woman, I have to say that rape revenge films or rape in movies, it really gets to me, and it's something that makes me sick to my stomach. And I'll be honest, I have a very, very difficult time watching a rape scene in any film.
Go ahead,
To be honest, it's same with me too, Charlene. I state in films when I review them, like if they have rape in them, like I'm not a fan of the rape, even though it's kind of clinching and stuff. It's rape. I don't like rape in film in general.
Yeah, and this is one of the more brutal rape scenes. This is, to me, is probably the second most brutal rape scene in a horror film.
The first
in
one
a
being
film.
Irreversible.
Oh, without a doubt. Irreversible is by far the hardest rape scene to watch.
I could never watch that film because I know there is like the worst rape scene ever, and I just can't, man. I just can't deal with that.
All right, enough rape talk.
Yeah, we'll save that for the rape show.
Yeah, save it for the rape show.
I'm not going to be on that show.
Oh, we're getting our rape on. Okay, number 3. I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to make any jokes. Number 3, Rosemary Woodhouse.
Rosemary's Baby.
Rosemary's Baby.
Mia Farrow.
Mia Farrow's performance is amazing.
Great performance.
Love it. Won't go into detail. If you haven't seen it, see it. Number 2, Pamela Voorhees.
Oh, nice.
Kill her, mommy. Kill her.
She's awesome.
Good pick.
She is awesome.
Yeah,
Bessie
of
Palmer.
course, gotta go with Pamela.
Gotta go with
Bessie
mine.
Palmer.
Betsy Palmer, Pamela Voorhees. And my number 1, who is it?
I don't know.
Ripley.
Who's my favorite female character? How do you guys not know this?
Edith from Picnic from Hanging Rock.
Oh my god.
Power to the She-Males?
The trans from Hedwig?
Angela Baker. Angela Baker,
Oh,
Sleepaway Camp.
nice.
Oh,
Power to the She-Males.
Yes, good pick.
I love Angela.
it's been a while since I've seen that. That's part 2, right?
I'll take Felissa Rose from part 1 of 4, or I'll take Bruce Springsteen's sister. What's her name? Pamela Springsteen. Pamela Springsteen in part 2 and 3. I actually prefer Pamela because I like the comedy of part 2 and 3.
Oh, they're so funny. Those sequels are really funny.
Yeah, but the character itself, Angela, is just one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's great.
I wasn't expecting that. Very original pick.
Thank you.
Kind of
done.
a cheat in a way.
Good boy. Well done.
But kind of a cheat in a way.
Why? Because she's a guy?
Yes.
Yeah, but we don't know for sure if she got an operation or not.
I don't care if she looks hot.
No, but that's what I'm saying. She might be a girl. We don't know by the second one.
I hugged Felissa Rose at a convention, and I didn't feel any bulge downstairs, so she must have had the operation.
Probably. That scene, though, that's still one of the best endings in movie history.
So
yeah,
funny.
very, very shocking.
Yeah, the first
my
time you
God.
see it, you're like, what?
Plus staring at Paulie's shorts the whole time. Oh my god.
It's
Man,
actually
he's a
kind
boy.
of scary because when the sounds she's making are actually
Yes.
quite haunting.
Yeah, agreed.
It is.
And that face is like she's mental in that moment. She just loses it completely. She's an animal
Yeah.
almost at the end.
Yeah. Good pick, man.
Hmm.
Okay, so our next email. I'm actually going to read our last two emails together, and then we'll answer. The first one is from our boy Sam, Psychotic Cinema. What's up, homies? This is Sam Edwards, writing from Ohio for the first episode of Cinema Attack. Let me tell you, I'm super excited to hear the first episode, and I just want to say congratulations on the new podcast, and I wish y'all much luck for the future. Now on to the question. Since this first episode is about an Australian film, what is each of y'all's number one film from Australia that isn't Picnic at Hanging Rock? Sorry, Brandon. My personal favorite is, of course, the Ozploitation classic, Wake in Fright. Lots of love, Sam.
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. And I'm also going to pair this with Neil Robson, who wrote into us, Good day. Seeing
Good day,
you're
mate.
covering... Good day, mate. Seeing you're covering Picnic at Hanging Rock, what are your top 5 Australian films? If you have 10, go for it. Cheers. Now that's a knife. He actually didn't write, now that's a knife. I just threw that in there.
That's your
Did you?
addition.
No.
Yeah. But that's our boy Neil from Down Under.
Good stuff.
So rather than pick just one of our favorite films like Sam wants us to do, we can do... I picked 5.
I only have
I don't-
one.
That's
I
okay.
did a top 10.
You did
Of
10?
course
Okay,
I
so we
did.
got 10.
I'll
We got
go
10, 5,
first.
1. Okay.
I'll go first. My top 10 Aussie flicks. Number 10, Dark Age.
Okay.
Love me some Killer Croc action, John Jarrett. Great scenery, great cinematography, great landscapes of Australia in this film. Love it with a passion.
Now that's a crack.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the one.
Number
that's being released on Blu-ray. Dark Age.
Yeah,
right?
by Umbrella, yeah. It's a good film. Number 9, Thirst. This is a kind of weird, like, take on vampirism, this film. It has, like, involves, like, this blood cult. And just really great, like, cheesy stuff. It has, like, Henry Silver and David Hemmings from Deep Red in it. And I just like how this one goes down. It's actually a film that grew on me over time when I watched it. But I really do enjoy, like, the mystery of what's going on with the characters in this one. And it has one... Oh, it has one of the cheesiest death scenes of all time, Brandon. It's fucking hilarious.
I have to check it out. I'm going to have to pick this one up.
Yeah, you do. Number 8, Snapshot, a.k.a. The Day After Halloween. I always enthralled with this thriller. It's like a kind of like thriller. Nothing to do with it. They changed the name The Day After Halloween because of it being like a Halloween kind of tie it into Halloween because it came in around the same time. If you know what I mean.
Just
But it's
after
really-
John Carpenter's Halloween.
Yeah, they kind of tried to sell it in the States as like a kind of like, oh, maybe this is a
Almost
sequel
a
to
sequel
Halloween.
or- Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you get me.
I get you, yo.
We get you.
Number 7, Animal Kingdom.
Nice.
Love that film. Great performance by Jackie Weaver, Joel Egerton.
Yep.
Who's gone on to do other things. Guy Pearce. Great like crime film. Even spawned a new TV series, which I actually like it also. It's a little different than the movie, but you expect that with like this interpretation of it, and just the whole like core story is still there, and I just like the core story of this. It was about the family and what's gonna go on and how it enthralls and spirals into what it does. You know what I mean? It's a really great film. If you haven't seen Animal Kingdom, I highly recommend it. Number 6, BMX Bandits, Brian Trenchard Smith classic. Love this film. Even like Quentin Tarantino said, this is the Goonies for Australia. It's fucking awesome. Nicole Kidman,
Nice.
great like BMX tricks, great story, great soundtrack, very retro 80s feel to it. Love it with a passion. Number 5, gotta give my Killer Boar theme, Razorback. Love it.
Nice.
I have yet to watch it. I have the DVD. I gotta
Yeah,
check
it's
it
from
out.
the director of Highlander. Actually, it's really great.
There
aesthetics
can
in
be only one
it. Razorback. Imagine. That'd be great. Number 4, Dead End Driving.
Good call.
Love it.
Of course.
Another Brian Trenchard Smith film. Just great soundtrack and just the aesthetic of the film and just what the film is about is just amazing. It's a super fun film. What can I say? It's just
It's a good film.
a great film.
It is.
Yeah. Number 3, Stone. Awesome, like biker, like bike exploitation, ozploitation film. Really great stuff. It has a few of the same actors from the original Mad Max in it, and just enthralling and just the characters, and it's a great story. I just love that film with a passion. Great release from Severin Films on that one. They released that on DVD. Really great film.
Nice. Good picks.
Number 2, Mad Dog Morgan.
Nice.
This is directed by Philip Mora and stars Dennis Hopper, and it's one of my favorite Dennis Hopper performances. Great study, of course, of Mad Dog Morgan, and just a great setting, the time period that it takes place in, and just a great performance. And number 1, no surprise, Wake in Fright.
I knew
Love
it was
it.
gonna be number 1.
And
10 out of 10.
I feel guilty for owning this movie for as long as I have and still not watching it yet.
I don't
Oh,
own
amazing.
it. I haven't seen it, and I've been wanting to check it out ever since the exploitation episode on 22 Shots.
And please don't bring them up. We can't talk about 22 Shots on our
We
show.
gotta
Hey,
talk about the
hey.
competition.
Competition.
Hey,
They're-
they're not competition.
they're not Yeah, they're not competition.
We wouldn't exist if it wasn't for them, you know? Hey,
We-
Yeah, that's why
we
I'm
would
bringing them
exist.
up. I love the 22 Shots.
I don't.
me too.
Not a big fan.
They talk about bad worm placement.
Yeah. Not a big fan of those guys. I don't like the cut of their jib.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
Wake in Fright, awesome film.
I'm going to have to see it and let you know.
Same. Yeah.
Charlene, I guess I'll go next since I have, well, actually I have 6 films now because I can't believe I left Dead End Driving off my list. So that's just going to be my honorable mention, number 6.
Mhm.
My number 5 pick, you know me and my musicals, Moulin Rouge.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's
Forgot that was a-
Australian, right? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Baz Luhrmann is Australian.
Luhrmann, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Number 4, Animal Kingdom.
nice.
Number 3, Mad Max Fury Road.
Good pick.
Yeah. good
By
pick.
far the best Mad Max film. Fuck
Agreed.
those Mel Gibson films. Number 2, I'm going to get some Killer Croc up on here. Rogue.
Another
I
Killer
haven't
Croc
seen that
film.
one
With,
yet.
I love Rogue.
another Killer Croc film with John Jarrett.
Yeah, and you know what? This one's one of my favorite. I love that film.
Rogue.
And number 1,
Let me check that.
number 1 favorite pick. Rogue.
What'd you say?
You cannot pick that one. The email said you cannot pick Picnic at.
No, that was character actor one.
I wasn't.
No,
Actually,
the character actor was you couldn't pick someone from
Oh, Friday,
Friday
7.
7.
Yeah, no. Well, technically,
You want me to pull up the email?
No,
Because
no,
you're
well,
about
one
to
of the-
lie to me.
No. Listen, one of the emails said you can't pick that as your favorite Australian film, but the other said give us your top 5 Australian
Oh,
films. And
pish posh. That's
and that
a
one did-
technicality.
okay, so at number 2, Picnic at Hanging Rock, even though it's really number 1, and then at number 1, Rogue. Look, Picnic, and you know, I'll get into it more later when we talk about it, but to me is
Yes.
like the most influential Australian film.
But you haven't seen Wake in Fright yet.
I haven't seen Wake and Fright, and you know, I've heard nothing but great things, and I promise I will have that watched at some point in the near future.
Nice. But good list, man. She has
Thank
some
you.
good ones.
Yeah, I haven't. I realized when doing this list that I haven't seen as many Australian films as I want. Like your list, I'd only seen maybe half of those. So I gotta get on my Australian game.
Yeah, there's a few other ones that I left off that it was kind of harder because I do love them.
Yeah. You see. All right,
We'll get
Charlie,
more into those.
give us your top one.
My top,
Top one.
No, but
I think I know what it is.
yeah, but I only picked one because I clearly haven't seen enough Australian films to have a list. So if I had to make a top 5, I would pretty much just put all 5 movies I've seen. And I don't want to do that because, for instance, Dead End Driving, I like a lot, but it's not a favorite. I don't want to put it on a favorite list. So my one and only favorite Australian film is The Babadook from 2014. And it's a very good film. And the performances are very good. And what I like the most about this film is it's what I like about horror movies, because it's easy to talk about depression in a drama. You do a drama and the character is depressed. Okay, that's interesting. But when you use the visual language of the horror genre, you come up with so much creative stuff. And I mean, representing the depression of the mother with that creature and the effect it has on the kid and on the mother, and it's just brilliant. I just think
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Everybody has seen The Babadook.
I love the way you said, what did you just say? You said, like, the visual
Visual
interpretation of depression and horror, something like that. It was brilliant. It's perfect, and I think that's the exact same reason so many people hate on the movies, because it looks like it's just going to be a straight up monster movie when
Yes,
it's
and
really
not.
it's a deep film. It's a very deep film,
It's actually a film that grew on me too, because the first time I watched it, I didn't care for it.
Oh, I loved it
I
from
loved
day
it
one.
from
No, but then
First time.
when I rewatched it after I read about it more and what they were trying to go for, and I really appreciated the film more.
Yeah,
So
and
good
I
choice.
don't get the people who hate on the kid's performance. They don't understand that that's the way this kid's supposed to be, all strung out. He's dealing with a sick mother. He's a little kid. He's handling more responsibility than any normal kid should be.
Exactly.
And, of course, he's going to be strung out.
Yeah.
And the fact that everybody says, "Oh, the kid is annoying," yeah, well, that means the kid can act. It's a good performance
Yeah.
because that's what he's supposed to be.
You know what I
That's
say to
supposed to-
people who say the kid is annoying?
Nope.
Fuck you.
Really?
Yeah.
We are already saying "fuck you" to people.
Yeah, why not?
Fuck, my favorite word.
Yeah. Word of the day. Fuck.
Fuck off to all the duck haters. Yeah, I call him the duck.
The duck is your man. Duck.
The duck's my
Fuck
man.
the Duke haters.
Not the
Such a
Duke,
gangster.
the duck. He's not the Duke. He's not a big giant turd.
Imagine.
The Duke.
What do you look like, the shit monster from Dogma?
Yeah. Oh my god. That's disgusting.
Save it for our Kevin Smith show.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's it for our emails.
That's all the emails?
That's all the emails, and like I said, Rob, we're gonna get back to yours
Yeah, we'll get
probably
back
the
to
next
that one,
episode.
Rob.
Yes, and thank you to
But,
everybody who sent emails. I mean, it's our first
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah,
We
thanks.
weren't expecting, honestly, any emails. So thanks a lot to everybody who sent
Well,
emails.
Thanks a lot,
I
everyone.
kind of
man.
was. My ego was expecting at
Yeah,
least
but
a
you're
few.
a diva.
I am a diva.
Awesome stuff. Now, who wants to get into this feature review?
Let's do it.
Brendan does
Okay.
one too.
Let's do it.
What we see and what we seem are but a dream within a dream. You must learn to love someone else apart from me, Sarah. I won't be here much longer.
Good morning, girls.
Good morning, Mrs. Attenborough.
Well, young ladies, we are indeed fortunate in the weather for our picnic to Hanging Rock. I have instructed Mademoiselle that as the day is likely to be warm, you may remove your gloves. once the drag has passed through Wood End. You will partake of luncheon at the picnic grounds near the rock. Once again, let me remind you, the rock itself is extremely dangerous, and you are therefore forbidden any tomboy foolishness in the matter of exploration, even on the lower slopes.
Okay, everyone. Now it's time to get into our feature review. And today we will be reviewing from 1975 from director Peter Weir, Picnic at Hanging Rock. Since Brandon's the one who clearly has the biggest experience with this film so far, Brandon, take us away.
Okay, so Picnic at Hanging Rock is based off the novel by Joan Lindsay. And I'm going to read you a brief synopsis from the Bee. During a rural summer picnic, a few students and a teacher from an Australian girls' school vanish without a trace. Their absence frustrates and haunts the people left behind.
Mm-hmm.
I think why we're covering this film, and, tell me if there's more to this, Derek, but I'm always driving Dave and Christian nuts with this film, and pretty much driving everyone nuts with this film because
Yes,
I'm always bringing it. Yeah, I'm always bringing it up, but from the first time I saw this film, it frightened me. And it's not a horror film. It's a drama mystery. But it was so haunting and so beautiful at the same time that I just became, infatuated with it. And it had been a few years since I watched it. But I'll tell you what, in prep for this show, I watched it twice. I watched all the supplemental material on the Criterion Collection, which is absolutely stunning. And man, I'm even more blown away by this film now than I was the first time I saw it.
It's a great addition from Criterion, too. It comes with the novel. Did you actually peek at the novel at all?
I did peek at it, but my OCD wouldn't allow me to read it because I was like, I got to put this back because I'm getting fingerprints on it.
Yeah. I actually took an expert
precious.
there's an expert that I took from, I actually wrote it down, everything that it said from, after it gives you, the list of characters, this is underneath, written by the author, Joan Lindsay.
Mm-hmm.
Whether Picnic at Hanging Rock is fact or fiction, my readers must decide for themselves. As the fateful picnic took place in the year 1900, and all the characters who appear in this book are long since dead, it hardly seems important. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that was actually, I believe that was mentioned or read on one of the documentaries also, because I remember hearing that.
Yeah, the Peter Weir interview.
Yeah, and Joan Lindsay.
Peter Weir interview.
Joan Lindsay never would say whether it was based on fiction or nonfiction. She dreamt it, and the story came to her over a series of a couple of weeks of dreams. But there are some people who maintain that it's based on actual events dealing with girls disappearing in the 1800s, and then there's those who say it's completely fictional. And to me, not knowing is so much more effective in this case. Doesn't always work in every film, but in this film, there's nothing you can tell me that will make it more haunting and more scary to me than not knowing and creating these scenarios in my mind as to what happened.
Yeah, this is actually my third time viewing it, because I did watch it twice in prep for this show, and I gotta say it was a very interesting experience watching this film. For starters, just the cinematography of this film is beautiful. Russell Boyd did a tremendous job with his cinematography throughout it, and it's just beautiful and haunting, as you said before.
Stunning. And, Charlene, you had mentioned something like when you were kind of poking fun at it, saying, using a certain filter doesn't necessarily mean it's good. And I told you there was no filter, but there actually was
There
a
was?
filter used. Yeah, they actually used a thin, like, wedding veil over the camera.
Well, it would actually be like
Yes.
the same. It would be like the same thing that the girls were wearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But to me, it just adds to it. Everything they did, I loved it. I
adds
didn't
to
feel
it,
like...
But for me, it's just like, style over substance almost. And it's not exactly true. But that's what I feel like. It's all just for the style. And it doesn't add anything, really. Because, like I told you, and I know we disagree on that because... Let me start off by saying that I didn't enjoy the film that much. And one of the reasons why is, I didn't get that sense of mystery that you get from the film.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that the director is trying to... Like, the mountain is shown in an eerie way, and it's almost like it has a soul or a spirit. There's something not right going on there, and you cannot grasp what it is. But I didn't get that grand sense of mystery from, even with that cinematography that is absolutely designed to make you feel like it's haunting and there's something creepy going on, even though you don't know what it is.
All right, so even if you didn't get the sense of mystery with the disappearance of the girls, are you at least interested in the character study it becomes on how everybody left behind is dealing with it, and basically, ultimately, everyone kind of unravels as a result?
Well, honestly, not really, because... and
Throw me a bone!
I'm sorry, because I recognize it's a good film. It's well made. Let's get this straight. It's a very beautiful film. It's well made. But, you're talking about the characters, and the thing is, the girls who disappear, Miranda is a symbol. That's her name, right? The most beautiful
Yeah,
one?
Miranda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
She's a symbol, and she's like an angel-like figure. All the girls are, but I feel like she's the incarnation of what the film is.
Aphrodite.
She represents,
yeah.
And I think she represents the film, like the entire film, the way she, even the way she moves, it's very ghostly.
Which is very interesting because even though she's not really in the film that much, she still has a presence with certain characters in the film,
that I
especially
agree
like
with.
Michael.
Mm-hmm. You don't see
They actually
her
shot
that much, but you
some
remember
extra
her.
scenes. Yeah, they shot some extra scenes with her after the fact because they wanted more of her in the film. So some of the dream flashback scenes with Michael daydreaming. But I thought it was interesting that they shot some of these scenes actually in slow motion to give it that ghost-like look. They would tell the actors not to blink, and they would shoot them in a slow motion. But the angel thing is perfect. I mean, even Miss Mamselle.
Yes, the French one.
Yeah.
Played by Helen Morse, yeah.
Yeah, Helen Morse. It was terrific. She even references that Miranda reminds her of a Botticelli angel.
Yeah.
Which is so beautiful and haunting. It's almost like she's recognizing that this girl is
she's something else. She's
something else. She's better than this world.
Yeah, it almost feels like she's like when she gazes in the distance, it's like she sees something that we don't. Like she has an understanding of something that we don't even know what it is, but she gets it.
Yeah. Yeah. And even some of the things she says, she quotes the Poe, the Edgar Allan Poe line. She says, "What we see and what we seem is but a dream within a dream."
Yeah.
I mean, that's a powerful line. When I think about it, I'm like, okay, so it's, it's talking about the fact that everything we see is sort of like an illusion of our own mind, and that everything is sort of like insubstantial, and that life is so fleeting. Even Marion makes that comment about look at those ants down there. They're, most people are without purpose in the world, and it's just, I don't know, it's haunting.
And then after the disappearance, then we get to see we kind of get a glimpse of it in the beginning of the film, but then we got to really see the full circus of how the school is, and Mrs. Appleyard and her character, and we see how dark her character is.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and even the dresses
she
in the
does.
beginning. Like I thought that was a nice touch. Like the headmistress wears a black dress, one of the teachers wears a red dress, and all the girls and the French teacher are in white.
Yeah. Yeah, they represent, this innocence, this virginity in a sense, and then after everything takes place, especially in one particular scene towards the end of the film, we see one of the girls dressed in red, and that sort of represents like her loss of innocence, her
Lost her
her
virginity,
guilt, her loss of virginity. What did she know? What did she do? What happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so much depth to this film. It really is. I really feel like you could actually. This is a film where I feel like you could analyze each and every single scene and try to pick out symbolism and different interpretations in each scene.
Yeah, it's
Interesting to see. It's very interesting to see the characters intertwine and how not to give too much away is some of the characters intertwine directly. One character that his arcs and his reveal and what he is, Albert, played by John Jarratt. He's kind of like a subpart character, but he's connected to other characters in the film in certain ways that we didn't even know, and it's kind of mind blowing that if you really pay attention, you might kind of miss this line of dialogue and stuff that
Yeah.
would be mind blowing. And of course, John Jarratt went on to. This is when he's a small time actor at the time, but grew and of course famous for Wolf Creek fame. And
Yeah, there's some well-known actors in this. I mean, Rachel Roberts
even
was
Jackie
Weaver.
Yeah, Jackie Weaver is a small role.
Yeah, she plays Minnie in this, and she's a 2-time Oscar nominee now. She's terrific. But everything's there. It's kind of they're not hiding it from you.
Yes, they are.
No, I'm talking about, for instance, what Derek's hinting at with certain characters.
Yeah.
Something. I think it's all right there. I don't think it's meant to be a mind-blowing revelation. It's all there if you pay attention. What they're not going to give you, and this is a minor spoiler, but we talked about saying this in terms of telling you, the listeners, about the film before you see it, is that there's no resolution. And it's important to know because this has frustrated people, this has angered people in the past, and at least if you can go in knowing that, you can maybe decide for yourself what happens.
Which is why it was originally intended for, because even the book was intended this way, because you had to interpret it and think of what you think actually happened.
And honestly, whether this was Joan Lindsay's intention or not, I think in a way, I think it's based on nonfiction, and I think she doesn't even know how it ended. Any similar relations to stories in her time as a child, I think is just pure coincidence. But I honestly think this was a dream that came to her, and it became so prominent in her mind, and it just became this living organism. But I don't think I actually believe that it's not real, and that's why you can say it could be supernatural, it could be
anything.
straight up murder. It could be
aliens.
And that's the point.
Yeah.
Because
It could
even
be
with
whatever.
Miranda, it's really because for the majority of the characters, I didn't care for any of them, and that's why it didn't work for me. I didn't care about the girls disappearing because for me, they started acting strange from the very beginning. So the way they disappear, I'm not going to spoil the way they disappear, but it's supposed to be like, oh my God, what is going on? And I didn't get that because they were strange to begin with. So when they disappear,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but they're strange. So
But everybody was being strange. If you notice, there were certain things going on magnetically, and everybody was acting strange.
Yeah, like the watches.
The
stopped
watches,
it.
and that was something that
that's the influence of the rock.
that happened in Joan Lindsay's life. She said that happened to her where she'd go to places and watches would stop working.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's a logical explanation for that.
Or is there?
Or is there? Because
What
you're
is
supposed to
this?
interpret it
The
for yourself.
X-Files?
No, I'm thinking maybe because this is a volcanic place, this hanging rock.
You know what this film kind of reminds me of? The Virgin Suicides.
Yeah,
Well,
and I actually wrote that down.
simple.
You know what I wrote
simple.
when I was watching the film? I wrote down, did Sofia Coppola based her filmmaking style on this film? She must have been a fan.
She was.
Obviously, because she copied everything.
Yeah.
So,
But here we're not spoon-fed what happened. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything bad against Virgin Suicides. I like that movie, but
Yeah, it's not my
I
favorite
like-
of her films, but well, you already know my favorite from top tens. But you know what I'm saying. It's still a really well-made film for a debut film for a
of
filmmaker.
course.
yeah. The explanations I just are so vast and vary in simplicity to just outright outrageous. You know, when they reference the red cloud, and you know that could be something supernatural. And you know, I've read the way the novel ends, and it's also more science fiction-y with time warps and stuff like that. So
Okay.
they stay away from that and transformations and a lot of crazy stuff happening. Which I'm glad they didn't give it to us here, because it allows us to really end it the
Yeah.
way we want to end it.
Yes.
I actually like the idea of saying that the Rock is a life form of its own, and when the greenhouse keeper is showing the other guy, Minnie's boyfriend, I don't know what he is. I guess he's like a caretaker.
Yeah,
Showing him like showing him like the plant that moves. It's showing that there's life in other things besides human beings. There's life in nature. There's life beyond us. We're kind of almost like insignificant.
There's life beyond everything.
Yeah, and I feel like this also is a story of predestination, almost like things are predetermined, strictly because the line everything begins and ends at exactly the right time and place. It's almost as if Miranda, when she spoke these words, was saying, I have no control as to what's going to happen, but I accept it because it'll be the right time and the right place.
And she actually says in the beginning to another
Sarah.
character, what's her name?
Yeah.
Sarah, the orphan.
Yeah.
She says she's gonna leave soon, and at first you don't know what she means. And even when she disappears, you don't know if she meant she's gonna leave, so she's gonna disappear on her own, or if she was hinting at something else. But she says
she could have been hinting. She could have been hinting at simply leaving the school. She could have been.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think that's what's brilliant about it.
I wouldn't say
Because you
brilliant.
I love it. I love it.
I love the mystery and not knowing about it, because it just makes me think of my own scenario of what could have went down. You know what I mean?
Yes, and it does create like a link between the viewer and the characters, because in the end they don't know what happened and we don't know what happened. So we're all in the same boat. So I think that aspect does work for the film, and I actually like that. I think I would have liked it less if we got an explanation at the end. I think in that case it does work, that there is no explanation. But
Well, yeah, because it ultimately leads to the unraveling of all these characters and their true nature coming through, and learning these dark secrets about them. I mean, it's almost like it's almost like the disappearance of the girls is a jumping off point for the rest of the film.
It's done in films today, even today. Babel is a perfect example too of this like type of unraveling. Characters are connected by one thing. In that film, it's a gun. This is just the disappearance of the girls in this film, and it all unravels, and they're all connected in certain ways.
Yeah.
And I gotta disagree with Charlene, because she said she didn't like the characters. I actually liked Sarah. I felt fucking bad for her. And
Sarah was a very good character. It was really horrifying to watch, knowing her fate was again, I'm gonna say predetermined, because even Irma makes reference to Sarah being like that deer that her father had found that was doomed to die. And it's almost as if the minute she was told she couldn't go on the picnic, Sarah was doomed. Because if she had gone on the picnic, everything would have unraveled different. Everything would have been different.
It would have been a happy life for her.
Yeah, And man, it's heartbreaking. And then even, some of the things, and I'm not going to get into spoilers, but some of the things with the way Sarah's character plays out, and Mrs. Appleyard left a complete mystery, probably just as big a mystery as the girls' appearance on the rock.
Than the girls, actually.
I love it. I love it. There's just so much to think about. My brain hurts just thinking about this movie.
Mine too, man.
Mine is fine.
I really.
Did you like the music? I thought the music was brilliant. Did you at least like the music, Charlene?
Yes, the music worked to create the atmosphere, and especially when the first time we see the mountain, like the rocks, you got this music, and it really puts you in the mood, like something eerie is going on, and almost the first feeling I got is something supernatural is going on. That was my first thought.
Especially with that fucking awesome pan flute.
Yeah, Romanian
awesome
pan flutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird because I still haven't decided whether the rock scares me or just the circumstances of the disappearance. Because, some people will say, oh, well, Hanging Rock is terrifying. And then some people say, well, it's not even about necessarily the rock, but just the vastness of nature.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that setting, it's more scary to see, like, in the scene when John Jarratt makes it to the top and he's kind of signaling for help, how small and insignificant he seems, and how big and menacing. Big and menacing the rock really is. And it's not big and menacing because it's necessarily haunted or anything. It's just nature is big and overwhelming. Even when they're exploring, you see all these crevices, and it's just
it's a weird looking fucking rock.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
And can we talk about the rock? Can we talk about my favorite scene in the film?
Oh God, here she goes.
I just have to say it, man. So, my favorite scene is what I call the swimming on the rocks. So we got, what's his name again? I even forget the character's name. Michael.
Yeah, Michael.
He's looking for the girls, and though I didn't care for the characters, there is one thing I liked because his obsession with finding the girls reminded me of Stand By Me. Because he himself doesn't quite know why he needs to find the girls. I got that feeling that it's not that he wants to find them. He needs to find them. Yeah. So he goes in the mountain and he looks for the girls, and he walks for a long time, so he's tired and he's climbing the mountain, and at some point he cannot even walk anymore. He starts climbing, and he's on the ground. And the way he moves, it looks like he's swimming on the rocks. And I couldn't help but laugh. And it was stupid. And it's on the actor's part, He's the one who did it that way. Because I know what they were trying to show. Like he's struggling to climb on that mountain. Because the power of nature, of the mountain, or of the power of whatever is overwhelming to the point where he cannot even walk like a human being. He's crawling like an animal. But he's freaking swimming on the rocks. And
I think, I think it was the camera angle they used. Because when I watched it back the second time, I started laughing too, because I was thinking of you saying swimming at Hanging Rock. And I was like, it does look like he's swimming. But they have the camera up so high, I think, to make it look like, again, how small we are, but it would have been better if it was almost maybe shown from the bottom, looking up.
Did anybody ever notice that crevice kind of looked like a navel?
A navel orange?
Well, you know what I mean. It's a sign of virginity. It's another sign.
Yeah, and that's one thing.
It might have been Michael being overpowered by his own virginity, and because he couldn't
by a
grasp
giant vagina. Because that's what it looks like.
This is symbolism.
Just say vagina, man. And
a vagina.
I thought we were talking about oranges.
And Brandon, you found the article written by, let me find the name, Megan Abbott, who wrote a very interesting article about the film. It's called What We See and What We Seem. And so I read that, and I took notes. And one thing that I found a bit weird, and Miss Abbott seems to be sexually frustrated because she sees symbols of sexuality everywhere. Like, in every single thing in the film means something sexual to her. And I think it's one interpretation that I do agree with, but the thing is, like, everything that has a remotely phallic form is a symbol to her. And I think with that open ending, and we are invited to really have our own interpretation of the film, I thought any interpretation was valid. Like, I don't know, for instance, like Miranda. She represents desires and fantasies. Okay, it can mean in a sexual way, of course, especially the way the men are looking at the girls when they're going to the mountain. Yes, it has a sexual tone to it, but the girls could also be angels. So then you get into the whole, religious symbolism. So why not? And maybe the mountain is like a power that we human beings cannot grasp, and that could be God. So why should it be virginity? It can be anything. So I think
one from that point of view, the mountain represents sort of like an evil temptress, because as they climb it, they start to shed more and more clothing.
Yeah, they take their socks off.
They take their stockings off. They take their shoes off. They're stripping away their innocence.
Yeah, but it also be like they're going back to a purest form. Like they don't need what society says that women should wear in that time. Like the garments and everything, the layers of clothes, the big dresses and all that. So they're stripping themselves of, the appearances that society says they should embrace.
And ascending to a pure form of heavenly bliss.
Exactly.
Heavenly
So
bliss.
it could be one or the other. I agree with
Everything we've talked about can go either way, and that's so frustrating and so brilliant at the same time. I'm not denying it's not frustrating at times. I'm not saying I wouldn't want an answer. I'm just saying the fact that we can talk about this, if we had the answers, it would be much, much simpler. And for this film, I just feel it works, just having everything being open to interpretation. And I've obviously read that article, and I know what you're talking about with everything being, sexually referenced from
phallic symbols and stuff like that. Yeah.
And the corsets, the scene beginning with the corsets, and them reading all these love letters to each other, just like underlying lesbians.
And the little like statue of Saint Valentine, and they're like, "Oh, hail Saint Valentine!"
Yeah,
that was corny. Oh my god. Let's read
Hey,
Valentine's Day
1900s.
poems. I know.
it was
I know.
there was not much else to do but to praise the Saint Valentine statue.
There was no Everwing back then.
Talking about Valentine's Day, like in the beginning of the picnic, the cake that's shaped like a heart, and she takes the knife, and the way she cuts the cake is like a psycho would do it. Like in a slasher, the way she picks up the knife, I'm like, is she gonna kill someone? Oh no, she just killed the cake.
It was a foreshadowing of impending doom. Hearts are about to be broken, literally.
Oh,
Literally.
that's beautiful,
And
Brandon.
figurative.
You're a poet.
I am a poet. I'm the poet Lord Byron.
You look like Gabriel Byrne. You like that, didn't you?
Sick Byrne, man. Sick Gabriel Byrne.
That's some good shit right there.
The performances in this are really terrific.
Rachel Roberts is the epitome of evil in this movie.
She's the epitome of evil, period. Did you hear about the story where she didn't want the girls in front of her when she acted? She acted to a piece of tape.
Yeah.
Even the actress was evil?
Well, she wasn't really evil, but she was very
She was a
uncomfortable.
bitch. She didn't want
She
the
was very
actresses.
uncomfortable. She was very uncomfortable with the girls staring at her with such an evil look that she wanted them removed, and she actually delivered her lines to a piece of tape, like on the ground.
She was actually not the first choice for this role.
No, in fact, a lot of characters were changed in this.
Even Miranda was she wasn't even supposed to be Miranda when she first cast. She was like just normal, like one of the normal like stand-in girls.
Yeah. Man, I just think every character is important in this film. Even some of the characters that have no lines, there's theories about those particular characters, and there's so much interpretation to be made from just every little scene in this film, and it's so beautifully shot, and it entertains me every time. I got nothing bad to say about this film.
I got something bad to say about it.
That's fine.
I just thought, honestly, I'll be blunt, it was slow and boring to me. But you know what? It's not my kind of film, so what? And actually, our discussion is way more entertaining than the film itself, to me.
Okay, that's good. At least you're enjoying the conversation about it, and you're recognizing that there's
I'm not
stuff
saying
to
the
talk
film
about.
is bad. I cannot say that.
Yeah.
It's well made. It's well directed. It's well shot. The actors are good. I don't have a problem with that. I just did not enjoy it. It didn't entertain me. I didn't care about the characters. I thought the pacing was too slow. It was really painful to watch at times.
Really?
Yes. And
Really? Because it just flew by for me.
Yeah, it felt like it moved pretty quick. It's not as long a movie as I thought it was. It only runs like an hour and 43 minutes or something like that.
It felt like
so
3 hours to me, honestly. No, but it's very
maybe because
contemplative. I don't know if that's the right word. They're always gazing in the distance, and you got those landscape shots, and I don't like movies that are, trying too hard. And sometimes, it kind of feels like it's trying so hard to be mysterious that it just doesn't work because it's too much. It wants to be haunting. It's not just haunting. It wants to be. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I guess.
I know. I hear what you're saying. See, I find it perfectly fitting in the sense that the explanation behind everything can be so simplistic or so grand, and that to me is just like, man, how do you make a film like that where I can literally accept somebody saying this is a supernatural film and somebody saying, oh, it's just a film about a bunch of girls who tripped on a rock and fell into a cave and died.
I love that explanation.
I mean, it could be that simple.
Yes.
It could be that simple.
Or it could be aliens,
Yeah. When they find Irma, she's at like a base of like a little area that's like so small that it's all these tight little areas. It's
to show her rebirth into being a pure form, like you said before.
Or was it her rejection?
It was the opposite because she actually loses something, the innocence, the purity of childhood. When she comes back, she has gained knowledge, but she lost something.
True that.
You see, everything we say can be like argued the other way.
Yeah, but it doesn't make it good. It makes it interesting, but it doesn't make it.
For me, with this case, it makes it good and makes it fun and it makes it, I don't know, just makes it perfect for me.
It makes it awesome.
For this film, it doesn't work for every film.
It doesn't work for every film.
I don't know.
So,
I don't think I have anything left to say about the film.
You got anything left to say, Charlie?
To end on a better note, so that I don't have everybody hating me about not liking this film and saying it was slow and boring, which it is.
No one's gonna hate you. It's your opinion.
I guess, but I come off as the one who hates every movie. I don't, by the way.
Even if your opinion's wrong, it's okay. It's still yours.
I can't be wrong. I'm the Khaleesi of the show, may I remind you. So, I told you guys, one of the first thing I told you guys about this film is I felt some scenes look like paintings. Mm-hmm. And especially the picnic, of course. It was like a painting to me. So I did a little bit of research because I told Brandon I had a specific painting in mind. And I'm not even going to say the name because it's French. It's from a French impressionist painter from, what was it, like the 19th century, early 20th century. So the painting is of people basically having a picnic. And so Impressionism was, a way of painting where you see, the brush, you almost feel the brush, the movement of the brush in the painting. Anyway, it translated into cinema later in the 1920s, and I read as one of the explanation about the movement was that the visual language is more important than the subject matter, and for me, it sums up the movie perfectly. Like the visual is more essential than what the story of the movie. Because when you think about it, the story of the movie is a bunch of girls disappear. That's it. Like if you really just try to make it sound really simple. But the language around that Peter Weir uses, that's what matters about this film. So even though it was slow and boring and I didn't enjoy it, I cannot deny the obvious qualities of this film. And
so the girls almost
to redeem myself.
So the girls almost represent like these faint brushstrokes that are fading into obscurity.
Yeah, that's what I felt like.
Yeah. Man, you're making me like this even more.
That was not my intent, but okay.
So you guys want to get into ratings now?
Mm-hmm. Brandon, you should go first.
All right, I'll start it off. I was gonna actually come in below a 10.
Really?
But to be honest, I was gonna come in at a 9.5. But you know what? There's nothing I really dislike about this film.
Give it a 10.
I'm mesmerized by it. I really am. I don't know what it is. I see why other people have critique of it. I really do. I totally get it. But for me, it works on every level. And 10 out of 10.
Woohoo!
Derek?
I'm 10 out of 10 Derek. For episode 1 already. I'm shooting out pens.
Okay, Picnic at Hanging Rock. Just the opening shot of this movie, I just loved it from the beginning. Like with its great atmosphere, with like it's when you just see the rock and you see like the little like fog and this pan flute playing in the background. It's just spellbinding and kind of gets your gaze. I do agree that this is kind of like a film, like what we would say is like art over matter, where it's a film where it's an art piece. You have to really check this film out for yourself to really get your opinion on it. And it's a film that I think it'll have a mixed crowd with anything, like any like piece of art would, if that makes any sense.
Perfect sense.
So I really did enjoy this film. I like the characters. I loved like the mystery of like what was going on and like the mystery that was going on with everything else that was going on inside its plot. And it was just spellbinding and very atmospheric. I highly enjoyed this film. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10.
Oh my god.
Nice. 9.5. Wow, I didn't think you were going to come in that high.
Well, you talked me up. I was actually
nice. I'm glad. Glad I did. I'm glad I kept Charlene from brainwashing you.
So my rating?
Oh, the moment of truth.
Da, 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 da. No, I'm just kidding.
I need to put an end to this madness, like, right now. This is not going on our Hall of Fame. As long as I'm alive, it's not going there. So, I have to say, following our discussion, my rating is a bit higher than what I was going to give it at first.
Yes, we got to her.
Yes.
You got to me. Now, the interpretation is interesting. I like what the film starts as a discussion. It's very interesting to try to analyze the film. That being said, and even though it's a well-made film, I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't entertaining. It was slow and boring, and I didn't care about the characters. So, my rating for this film is 6 out of 10.
Okay, all right. You know what? I'm breathing a huge sigh of relief because I'm saying to myself, I just hope she comes in above a 5.
My first rating was a 5 before we started talking. It was a 5.
I've seen a lot of people throwing out 6 ratings for this movie. I've seen a lot of people throwing out can't talk. Lower numbers. Yeah, now I'm lagging. Lower numbers in terms of ratings. It's a very hit and miss film, but I respect 6 out of 10.
Well, it's a complete miss for me, but the way I rate films, of course, I have to take into account whether I liked the film or not, like from if I enjoyed it, was it entertaining? But in the end, you cannot deny the qualities of a film. And even though it's not things that work for me or that I enjoy, I cannot deny that they're there. So I had to at least give it a 5. Just for, even from a technical standpoint, it's a well-made film, so it gets a 5. Do I enjoy it? No.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
There an echo in here?
So that's Picnic at Hanging Rock. Great episode, guys.
All right, so now if we have to turn this before we go, shouldn't we turn Picnic at Hanging Rock into a porno name?
We absolutely should.
What did we?
Picnic at Hanging Cock?
That was my choice.
I thought it was Please Lick My Hanging Cock.
Oh my God, you fucking cracked me up.
There's nothing
that
that
was
fun
funny.
for me to say besides fucking at Hanging Rock.
Well, no, you can't. Somebody, I thought it was you, Charlene, who said hanging cock, and then I was like, oh, please lick my hanging cock. That would be
Yeah,
perfect.
he stole my
That would be
joke.
Swimming at Hanging Cock.
He is right. I did laugh when I watched that back. I'm like, oh, look, he's swimming.
He's swimming.
He's
But
a
even-
guppy. He's a fish out of water.
That's all.
Exactly.
Look at that. Look at that analysis. He's a fish out of water. He's out of his own element because the
Oh
rock.
man! Just go to bed already.
Yeah, let's go.
So that
Great
was
show.
episode 1, guys.
Our first
Glad it's-
episode.
That was fantastic. I had a lot of fun.
I loved it. I hope the listeners will love it.
I hope they like Charlene.
Oh my
I know she
God.
takes a little while to get. I know she takes a little while to get used to, but I really hope they warm up to her sooner than later.
Yeah, don't be too harsh because it's my first time, and it's my first. Oh fuck!
But that's the best
Ooh,
part
can
about
I
this
have such
whole
a dirty
experience.
mind.
It's Charlene's first time, and I got to watch.
Be gentle, and I had to do it with 2 guys.
Oh, awesome!
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it was fun. I hope the listeners enjoy this, and thank you for whoever
Thank you for
does
listening.
listen to this epicness. All right, everyone, that's the end of the first episode of Cinema Attack. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll be back soon with another one for you guys. Charlene, take us out of here.
Okay, so you can find us at cinemaattack.com. That's our website where you can find all the information about the show as well as all of our episodes, which is to say only 1 episode at the time of this recording. You can also join our Facebook page at Cinema Attack Podcast. We talk about all kinds of films, so join us and join the discussion. You can also find us at twitter.com/cinema_attack. We post updates there when we record and things like that. And most importantly, you can contact us at cinemaattackpodcast@gmail.com. You can send us suggestions, questions, feedback, anything. We read the emails on the show, and at this time we don't have voicemails, so you can send us audio messages via email as well. So that's everywhere. You can find us online, so yeah, keep in touch.
Peace.
Peace
Night,
out.
everybody.